guys?
So we are back, yeah. So got some pretty decent games. Well, I'll say one game tonight coming up. Do you want to go over the teams real quick?
So we have last season's finalist, RUZ3, which playing for them is 10, Gook Boy, and Arneej.
Yeah.
You might recognise Arneej from on stream yesterday on PGL. And they're up against M-Town. Playing for M-Town is Pie Cherry, SGS, Crytek, and Donadens. So yeah.
Yeah, so should be. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so Donny Dino as well. That's it. So yeah, it should be really fun series. I'm hoping. Basically, M-Town are relatively unknown, I suppose, in comparison to Ruse Gaming, I suppose you could say as well. Of course, with Arneej doing really well at PGL recently, coming top 8. We have seen these players, of course, in Piggie League Season 1, where, as you mentioned, they were the finalists and they went through to win. So we have a bit of information, a bit of background about them. However, I have got a bit of information on M-Town, which, of course, we'll go over as the games that go underway later on as well. But just so you guys know who are watching, we are basically going to be getting the guys ready now. So they're going to be deciding on their classes right now, and then letting us know when they're actually in the game and telling us what order they're going to be playing in. So hopefully we won't have any technical issues, which I'm hoping this time.
Yep. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, because there were a lot of technical issues last time, weren't there? So, but it was okay. We soldiered through, so that was alright. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to get a bit more information on some of the classes now off the guys. But in the meantime, have you been keeping yourself busy, BoarControl?
Yeah, that's the last 24 hours pretty much trying to ladder, getting to top 100, getting greedy, and then falling back out of top 100. So it's been lots of fun.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, the meta's been shifting a lot recently. The previous seasons it's been all secret paladin on the final day, but now I'm seeing so much druid and zoo, and then a bit of tempo mage to try and counter the druid. It's quite interesting how the meta's shifting season on season. How decks like secret paladin, which we all thought would be really strong, people just aren't playing.
Right.
So,
yeah, I mean that's it. I mean, especially with like the standard format coming up, as we've mentioned before, right? This is going to change a lot of things, isn't it? So you've got to prepare for a lot of changes that come in. But people are still having to have that mindset of, oh well, standard's not quite here yet, so what's still going to be strong until, of course, the change comes around, which we all know is ultimately coming. But I imagine some players as well won't want to be embracing the change too much, because of course some players are doing extremely well in the current format, and we will definitely know, or notice I should probably say, when the new standard format comes out, a huge shift in power, and you'll see some new players come through who will probably be able to adapt better to the new format.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see every time there's a new patch out or something, there's always certain players that will rise to the top. Like off Tixo will often straight away he'll be up rank 1 legend testing out the new cards.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, great deckers.
Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of there'll be even more interesting games, I think, coming up, is what I should say. But I think we are having the games getting underway now, or I believe we do. Bear with me 1 second.
So it looks like it's going to be Gook Boy versus High Cherry up first.
Yeah, so it seems like it's going to be... Yeah, so I do have Gook Boy on here. If you just bear me 1 second, guys. We're just kind of getting ready for all this. But yeah, so we do know that Pie Cherry is actually going to be playing Hunter and Warlock. So that should be really interesting. And for Gook Boy, I think we have the information on here as well.
Druid and Mage.
Right, that's it. Yeah, Druid and Mage. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
So, wonder what archetypes we'll see here. What do you reckon? Would you reckon we'll see some more Freeze Mage, or will it be a Tempo Mage?
I mean, the Druid, I think we can both agree is probably going to be combo Druid. There's not a massive choice there, but I do think it's actually going to be Freeze Mage, believe it or not. I know last time in the last series, which not in Piggie League, I previously cast in House of Cards Genji 1, and there was Freeze Mage in there, and Freeze Mage has always been quite solid. However, I do feel like Tempo Mage is also a strong deck, but very RNG heavy. So for solidarity and the team forming that list, I imagine it's probably going to be Freeze Mage. I don't know about yourself.
Yeah, I reckon Freeze Mage, just looking across all the classes, especially when there's like a 6-class event, Freeze Mage is going to be good against quite a lot of them because it only has 2 real counters, which is the Warrior and Druid. So the other 4 classes, Freeze Mage is probably going to be strong against. Which, like, overall, that's always a useful thing to have.
Okay. So I think... Oh, okay, I do actually have Pie Cherry here. Apologies, I just noticed there. Start with you. Sorry, I have to every now and then you might notice that I'll say things out loud. It's just because obviously we have to let the guys know, because basically to those who are just tuning in right now, there is a 10-minute delay on stream, guys. So anyone who asks a question, if we do respond via audio, whereas most of the time it will be via chat, there will of course be a 10-minute delay in that response. So it's just obviously to keep in mind, because we want to obviously avoid any kind of cheating or any kind of, anything that will just spoil the series. Sorry, say that again.
They're heading into game now.
Oh, they are heading to game now. Right. Okay. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay. So, right. I'll make sure spectating straight away.
Right. Ooh, would it work?
Okay. So we can see Goop Boy. Okay. So I'm just gonna scroll down now and give it a second, and then check out Pie Cherry and see if that works. All right.
I'm in both sides.
Yep, I'm in both sides. Looks like it's going well. All right, so we're off to a good start. So, right, well, Freeze Mage then.
So we see a Freeze Mage from Goop Boy side, and that Leponome indicates a Face Hunter from Pie Cherry side.
Pited Shredder.
Ooh.
So perhaps it's like a hybrid, like hybrid mid?
Hunter,
Yeah, a hybrid, like a... like Savannahs, do you think?
I think it's probably, it probably has Savannahs, but like the only 5-drop will be Lothar, but then, a bit like Orange Pilots this list a lot. It might even include like Hunter's Marks, and I saw him playing Felreaver as well, which is interesting.
Yeah, of course. Now, I mean, actually, I've just noticed, sorry, Banner, I need to be adjusting this, or to be honest, I may even just have to remove this for now, unfortunately. I could probably stretch it a bit further. It's just that it is actually covering up the cards, so I may need to move this across.
Yeah, so relatively
there we go, that's
fine. The Leponome, the Loot Hoarder come out.
Yeah, that's fine.
The Loot Hoarder over the Scientist at the start. It's always a tough choice. It's like, put the Loot Hoarder here because you're worried that if you play it in the future turns, it might die to like a Knife Juggle or to an Unleash the Hound.
Yeah. So I mean, what are you thinking of doing in here if you're playing as Pie Cherry? I mean, you can go for that Knife Juggler because of course that does then, if you can get lucky. Excuse me. With perhaps juggles later on, it can push out some more damage rather than, for example, proccing the Acolyte, which would be horrible.
It's just weak to Frostbolt, and that's your issue.
Yeah, so I think
out of 2 drops, he has another 2 drops. So the only other 2 drops he could have would be Mad Scientist or Frostbolt.
Yeah, that is true.
But you have the bow, which kills off the Mad Scientist, if you think about it that way. So the Knife Juggler will survive.
That is true.
Just for more damage than the Scientist,
And of course, we can't actually see a direct response to this Knife Juggler, so this Knife Juggler is going to live, unless you want a double Ice Lance here, which I'm pretty sure is not a good thing to do as the Freeze Mage here. But you can't be too upset though with still getting a Mad Scientist off here anyway. You've got some card draw, and then you've now gone into Secret, which is extremely good. I believe. Do you reckon it'll be Ice Barrier or?
Yeah, see, Pie Cherry attacks first there. If it is an Ice Barrier that comes out of the Mad Scientist, she prevents another Ice Barrier being played from hand. So yeah, good play there. Yeah,
that is a really good play. That is true. It also just gives you more tells, I suppose, doesn't it, as to what's actually going on. This Acolyte of Pain is going to die, pretty much straight away.
Came out there. Oh, it was an Ice Barrier that came out there.
Yes, it was Ice Barrier that came out, yeah.
Yeah, this Acolyte of Pain will just essentially just gain 3 life, draw a card, which is it's okay.
Yeah.
Nothing really else you can do, and you need to get into your deck to try and get some more card draw.
That is true.
He might be considering pinging the Juggler and then pinging it again next turn, but without anything else to be able to do, it's a bit awkward.
Now,
this turn's quite awkward actually.
yeah, I mean you could, because it's turn 4 here, so you can piloted shredder just to put that down. However, you are thinking that, I guess in that sense, you're going to have to then perhaps attack with a weapon, because you don't want these knife jugglers to just die to a ping. You want to keep your board quite strong and just hope that they don't have the AoE to deal with your board, perhaps.
Yeah, and also in this matchup, you're not going to get more charges on the blue because the freeze mage will very rarely attack at all.
Exactly.
So there's no need to wait for the charges to a freezing trap in her hands.
That is true, and we do see the ice barrier come down. Get activated here. We're going to see the piloted shredder come down.
Yep.
So some good stability, I guess, from Goot Boy. I mean, what do you? I mean, I personally like another ice barrier here. I mean, I know you can argue that ice block's also not terrible because, you know, inevitably you get to that turn where if you can reduce it to 0, you've got that safety net. But the ice barrier, I think, just completely mitigates the whole board and a juggle, and I don't think you're going to see a much else next turn. So,
ooh, you could ping and then ice barrier ping next turn and then for the following turn. This is
yeah, that's also true.
slower play. Yeah, this works based on the hand because unfortunately Goop's got nothing else to do. So, yeah.
Yeah, I also think this is a good play. Yeah, I mean, I think the play I was going for was probably the worst play, to be honest. But yeah, I think this is a fine play. Yeah. You do feel threatened by it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Goop Boys managed to get all the heal, both ice barriers and the heal bot in hand. So it's always what you want against Hunter.
That is true. I mean, this is still a pretty scary board, especially when you're playing against Hunter, because they do just have that ability to pump out a lot of damage.
If we look back to turn 2, where you chose to play the juggler over the scientist, it's probably dealt 6 or 7 more damage now with the juggles and the 1 extra power.
Yeah. So that's a really good choice there from Pie Cherry. Just a bit of an insight as well, guys, to some of the players. Of course, as we explained before, Gook Boy we have seen play this tournament before. He's a very good player. So Pie Cherry, Pie Cherry is actually a girl, believe it or not, guys. I know. Obviously, yeah, I know. I should probably point this one out because I know what Twitch chat is like when they realise that there's a grill player, as they say. From Germany, as of course the rest of the M Town team are as well, but. We'll come back to this in a moment because we do see ice barrier and okay. So 19 health though, and you do have an Emperor in hand. Do you do the Emperor now?
Yeah, I think you just tempo because it's essentially a bot as well.
I mean, you do actually see hero power plus quick shot is 5, so you see 9, 11, 12, 13 damage.
Ooh, would kill command be enough here? That's a very unfortunate draw there. I imagine that's her only other trap in her deck, so the mad scientist might not even get any value at all.
If there was a kill command, that would actually be 1 damage off lethal.
Ooh,
so that
Goop Boys calculated this.
Do you think?
In advance. maybe not.
Because double kill command would... I mean, you wouldn't have the mana, I suppose, to hero power. If you had the mana to hero power... I mean, even with just double kill command is, of course, 10 damage. So that would be 60. That would be 18. So that would again be 1 damage off lethal. So there is almost no way to kill Goop Boy this turn.
Interesting. Yeah.
Fight fire with fire, I assume.
Leaving the Emperor up is always a very scary play, but I think she feels the need to do it here. Do you play the Snake Trap just to get out of your hand so the quick shot can be used next turn more effectively?
I mean, you don't know what secret this is. This is really tough. Especially, I mean, if you... I guess you do attack, and then but then the one problem I have here with all these plays, I think you're almost going to have to use Ice Lance here.
You could... Yeah, it's really awkward because the Blizzard pops the spiders, just means that...
Exactly, so there's going to be 4 more damage on the board if you Blizzard, and then you don't have a heal. So you're going to have to then Ice Block if you go this route.
Yeah, Blizzard Ice Block seems alright. And then you can Blizzard.
You can Blizzard again next turn. Yeah, and you do get all this reduced again, remember? So there's going to be a free Blood Mage Falnos next turn. So that will be a free damage AoE, which is going to be very good against.
If Goop Boy draws
Many
Frostball.
things.
I wonder how much damage that is actually. Double lance. That's like 20 damage from hand.
Well, I mean, you do have exact lethal. I mean, sorry, exact to pop the block right now with just quick shot and hero power. So I imagine Pie Cherry here. She's going to go for the bring down Goop Boy to 1 HP. I believe she's already tested, and no, she hasn't. The ice block was just played, so she doesn't know that. Although we've seen 2 ice barriers, haven't we?
Barriers,
Yeah,
so
we
you
have
know
seen.
it's ice block, or
Yeah.
some crazy mind game.
Yeah, some potential mind games to be had, but we
Vaporize.
vaporize a spiderling. The value, that's real value. That is.
Someone actually did that to me back in the patron meta, where you got these big volley berserkers, and then you attack face. You're like, oh my god, it's vaporize, and then your 20 damage volley berserker dies, and you lose the game. But,
Damn.
yeah, popping at 1 here, as we can see, was correct.
Yeah, that's definitely correct play. I like playing the snake trap, and then of course you don't have an. I mean, there's only 1 minion on the board, so the unleash isn't really going to do anything. But I guess you could argue it's a refill.
Yeah. If she'd played the snake trap last turn, she could have gone unleash, quick shot, hero part, and drawn an extra card. Then.
Yeah,
Which
that
might
is
be
true.
better than a snake trap, but she's worried that if the snake trap fills her board and then it gets frozen, she might not be able to like play a charger, like a huffer.
Now, the thing I love about this play is because Gook Boy is playing around the fact it could be a freezing trap. This antique Healbot and Ice Lance is going to be huge because there's very. I mean, there is still a chance then if you were to say Healbot Ice Lance that you could still. I mean, you could still die. Let's figure this out. So you're going to be at 9 health, right? So Hero Power brings you to 7. There's no Beast on board, but then if you unleash the Hounds for 1, oh no, it would be 2 Hounds.
It would be 2. And then
So 7. That would be exact lethal. So he needs kill command to have exact lethal. Oh, sorry, she. I should say, Pie Cherry.
Yeah, she.
We're not seeing the Ice Lance.
Oh, he's holding it back for damage next turn because he might.
But that is lethal. That is lethal, right? 4 plus 3 is 7 plus 9 hero power.
Oh, that abusive sergeant's a huge draw there. Yeah.
Okay, well, and that's going to be it.
Greedy to keep hold of that ice lance.
Oh, I think it. Yeah, I definitely think that was. I mean, in my opinion, of course, we all have different reasons for not playing certain cards, but I really liked Ice Lancing here, especially when this is actually exact lethal, and you have 2 Ice Lances in hand. So I think you can afford to use 1, especially as you can then return the Antique Healbot for another heal with the Freezing Trap.
Yeah. Also, you have the Mad Scientist in hand, so you were going to get the ice block out potentially next turn, and then just drawing Alex Straza would win you the game.
Yeah, but well, that's going to be it though for Pie Cherry's first win here. So congratulations to Pie Cherry. I think she played really well. She pretty much did everything she needed to do. But of course, yeah, still well played to Goop Boy as well. I suppose a slight concern at the end there. You know, perhaps there was some different plays that could have been made, but either way, still well played to both players.
So, we're all wondering about the format. It's Conquest, and each player's playing 2 decks, so that Hunter deck we won't be seeing again since it's just 1. So, yeah, and once you've won with your 2 decks, you're then you're done for the tournament. So once the whole team, each player's won with their 2 decks, that team's won a tournament. So it's basically a best of 11 format. Yeah,
that's it. So, yeah, again, so well played to M-Town starting off there. So M-Town are currently 1-0 up against Ruse Gaming, and of course Ruse did actually win Season 1 of Piggie League, so they're of course really good players, experienced players. So of course M-Town will surely be happy with morale to kind of get started off and put a win under their belts.
It's always great to get the first one on the board, just helps with the confidence.
Yeah, of course it is. Right. So just a bit more insight as to, in fact, we'll just get any information on who's going to be playing next. But before we, just while we're waiting for that, guys, bit more information about some of the players. So Donny Darno, so basically he's 22 from Germany, Hamburg. He's been playing Hearthstone for 2 years, and some of his finishes. So he's got the quarterfinal in the Zota Cup. He's also reached a final of a Strive-wide tournament. And he's played in quite a lot of Strive-wide tournaments actually, and then also he has every season hit legendary actually.
Ooh.
So yeah, there's a lot of stats on here. He sometimes creates his own decks, sometimes to try and go against the mainstream or the current meta, we should probably say.
It'll be interesting to see then what he's brought.
Yeah, so I'm kind of hoping he's brought something like that. I know his favourite card is the Black Knight. I actually did a bit of streamer lurking earlier on. I know he wasn't actually streaming, but I went to check out his Twitch and I noticed that he said the Black Knight is his favourite card, and I think that's a pretty nice tech card. I don't know what you think about it, BoarControl, but I like it.
So whenever someone plays against me, I'm like, how could you run that? No one plays taunts in other decks. But no, in certain meta games, Black Knight can be an incredibly strong tech card. Just the tempo swing is a bit like EGH in the sense of just the tempo swing to playing that card is just insane. Destroying a Druid of the Claw or any other sort of 5-mana taunt can just be so swingy, and it's such a powerful card in that respect. But unfortunately, quite a lot of the time there are no taunts found, so it just sits in your hand as a 6-mana Yeti. But as always with these tech cards, there's always drawbacks. It's just you have to think, is it actually worth playing it?
No, that is true. I mean, they are very. I mean, that is literally, I guess, why they're supposed to call tech cards. They can sometimes do extremely well. They can sometimes, completely almost lose you the game, and you wonder why you've even considered them in the first place. But I suppose that's just the beauty of Hearthstone. But we do see. Yeah. Excuse me, Donidano playing the Warrior here, and we see George Scarab and Slam. So is this Fatigue Warrior?
Ooh, could be a Reno Warrior even.
Could be Reno. Oh, wow, I'm really excited to see this deck either way. And even from Gook Boy, you can see the Raptor. Is that like a standard combo? But excuse me, God, bless me. Instead of the Shade.
Asterisk isn't normal. Oh, maybe he's replaced Shade with the Raptor.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Perhaps he's actually just gone for that switch. I mean, I've tried it a few times and I wasn't too displeased with the outcome. I thought Raptor's a pretty nice card. It does do the trick at times. However, we are underway now, and we notice Revenge and Shield Slam, and Justicar. So, by the looks of things, this definitely looks more like it's leaning towards a Fatigue Warrior. There's perhaps going to be a Reno Jackson in there, but it looks like it's going to be one that will try to be grinded out to the end.
It looks like a more Fatigue than a standard controller, but we'll have to see the rest of the cards.
Yeah. That's true.
Gook Boy hasn't drawn Wild Growth, so that's rather unfortunate.
I mean, this coin here is looking pretty... Wow, Deathwing. Wow, this is definitely not with the current meta. This is a really nice tech choice.
This could be Fibonacci's list that he piloted to rank 1 in December season.
I mean, check out that golden Deathwing, man.
It does look nice. I'm looking at it now.
I'm just going to sit here holding it now. Okay. Darnassus Aspirant. So, of course, Schoolboy would have liked to have seen that turn before, but... I mean, let's see what's coming up. I mean, this turn, do you just Hero Power and Shield Slam, or do you feel like you're wasting it?
It does feel like a waste of a Shield Slam. However, you haven't got any other way to gain armor in your hand at the moment.
That is true.
This might be the best use of it. Also, you don't want to see like a coin Druid of the Claw here.
Yeah.
What would you do then? You haven't got an execute. You haven't got a weapon.
That is true. The whole ramping feature behind Druid is extremely strong. So if ever you can shut it down, 9 times out of 10 they do just say, don't they, just kill it. If you can get rid of that ramping ability, then kill it. Especially if you don't have much of a decent hand yourself, which, of course, from Donidano, he really doesn't have much of a decent hand right now. The double Revenge, of course, would be extremely strong against aggro. But this does not look like aggro from Gook Boy here. It looks like a pretty standard Druid, bar the Mounted Raptor. So
Mounted Raptor's just in there, so you can get Pit Snake, control some sad people on ladder.
Yeah, that is true.
Always the worst. Or is he going for the Shield Slam? So he might just hold off and use it for a bigger target, and he is. So I think we just see a Shredder here. Coin Drake's very weak to spite. Back of throwing. Oh, he draws the War Axe. That's a very important draw.
War Axe. Now
both these.
Yeah. I really like that. So which one do you fire your War Axe here? I mean, if you can stop the ramp, and then
I think you stop the ramp.
Yeah. I think because you have a brawl, next turn what you could do, so you could fire your War Axe, hit the 2-3, then next turn you could try and hope that he starts to put another minion or two on the board, and then you can then pop the Pilot Shredder and then brawl, and then, you can kind of start to play around a few things. Or do you
have a weapon equipped and you brawl?
Yeah, or do you even pop the Shredder because then the next turn, you can just brawl straight away and then finish off what's left? Yeah, okay, I think he's going for that way instead. Yeah. It only depends if it's like a 4-4, it would be bad. But this is 2-2, so that's fine. I think you can live with that.
Yep.
So, on Gook Boy's side... Coin Emperor. And if that survives the brawl, then... it's just your day, right?
Yep.
Yeah, this is gonna be a really tough spot for Donny Darno. I really don't. I wouldn't want to be in his shoes right now, having to decide on hoping that this Emperor doesn't live the brawl, because 1 in 3 is can still be pretty rough. And if that survives, that could be the thing that literally wins him this game, because a reduced combo in hand, which is definitely going to happen now, plus a Zerdrake is just really strong.
Yeah. You can see this double revenge in Donny Darno's hands, a terrible card versus Druid. For its effect to be below 12 HP, you're probably going to die to combo if you're below 12 HP. And then without it dealing 1 damage against Druid, just that standard. There's not many any 1 health things, so it's not a very strong card.
Yeah, and I mean, we are going to see the brawl, which we have to expect you're going to do here, because, if... Oh, no!
And it lives.
It does live. Oh, why did I say that?
Monte's curse.
Yeah, I mean, I just knew it was coming, and this is extremely unfortunate for Donny Darno. He's not going to be too happy with that. Goot Boy, obviously, will be very happy that lived. And when we see the Azure Drake... I really like the Azure Drake. Yeah.
Yeah, just draw a card here for the extra Emperor values.
Exactly. This is so strong. Oh no.
Draws the second Force of Nature.
I mean, this is now what? A 5 mana Force of Nature Savage Roar, so is he actually almost dead? Is he dead right now? I think he's almost... In fact, I don't think he can win unless he gets something from Jeweled Scarab into perhaps a Death Lord, or even then that wouldn't really quite cut it.
Bash work. Yep, you could Bash Shield Slam.
Yeah, that is true. Oh, Bash Shield Slam. Ooh. That is a card that he's just drawn, but let's see. So we can Bash Shield Slam the Emperor, but then the Azure still lives, so that's going to be 6 damage right there. Standard combo is 14, so that's 20. So he has 20 damage, but you're going to gain armor from the Bash. But the fact it's only 5 mana for the combo, you get to Hero Pass, that's actually 21.
But you can't Hero Pass, he has 6 mana.
Yeah, but he... Oh, of course, yeah, he's not going to reduce it anymore, is he? Of course, sorry, yeah, of course. A Math's going on, sorry.
I think you have to save the weapon here. I'm not sure, you have another weapon in hand, it's quite tough.
Yeah, I think you have to save the weapon here as well. You need to just try and not take so much damage this rapidly. I mean, of course, we do... Do you raffle 1 here just to cycle through and then play Raptor to get even more sideboard? Or... Yeah, you could raft. You have the mana to play Raptor and Keeper anyway, so... I don't see why you shouldn't raft here. And you've already seen 1 draw as well. I mean, sorry, 1 brawl even. So... Arguably, I don't think it's such a bad play. I mean, especially if you draw like perhaps a Druid as a Claw. Or Dr. Boom for next turn.
Seems good.
That seems very good.
Looks like Gook Boy has the choice to either win next turn or play Dr. Boom. Normally those 2 things aren't different, but this time they are.
Yeah, I mean, this 2 mana Keeper of the Grove as well is extremely strong.
It's the pressure.
Although... I kind of understand it, because perhaps he just doesn't want to play. He doesn't want to lose to Brawl in case he has another Brawl again. But even then, I don't think he would lose because the combo plus trading.
Yeah, you can combo through Belcher if you have to keep the silence off the Belcher.
That's what I was also thinking of, and even Death Lords. So I imagine Death Lords in this deck as well, right?
Yeah, potentially.
So
I wouldn't even be surprised if we saw a tournament medic. The 4 mana 1/8. I've seen that kicking about in a few of these fatigue centered warriors.
oh, you have?
Yeah. And then when they play that after they just the cards, like hero power heal for 6, it's so hard to deal with. You can see double revenge here. Try and help clear off the whole board.
That was also another play I was thinking of. I mean, it's just a shame that revenge is so. You have to be really low, don't you? I didn't realise it was 12 or less. That is really low for revenge, of course, to be doing a lot of damage.
Yeah.
And of course, this is going to be game now, isn't it?
Yep. An interactive druid combo. Yeah.
Here we go. I've just realised now the sound actually has been off the entire time. Wow. How have I only just realised this now? Okay, so it's going to be a game for Gook Boy here, representing Ruse Gaming. So 1-1, 1 apiece.
So it's going with a tight series, just like last week.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, all of these series, like now, there's been a huge trend of none of them have been such a whitewash, really, have they? You know, players from both teams playing really well there. I just believe it was just very unfortunate there for Donny Darno. Of course, he's not going to be too happy the fact that the Emperor lived in that brawl, but I guess that is the Hearthstone and that is the nature of it. You know, I'm sure Gook Boy obviously knew the risks of what was going to happen there, but you just have to take that one on the chin. So well played to both players anyway.
Sometimes you just have to go for these brawls and stuff.
Yeah, that's
the only way
it.
to really stop that thing from happening is just to not put them in your deck, but then I'm a bit silly because it's such a strong card against especially aggro decks.
Yeah, that is true, yeah. I mean, normally that deck can do extremely well, but of course, you know, it is one of those. But basically, if it pays off, if you get the right tech choices and you know who you're against, then it can work extremely well. But if not, then it is just one of those. So we are going to see our Niche up next, playing against Crytek. So it's going to be SGS Crytek against Arnij, and I think Arnij is just restarting up his client, so we'll be up in a second. So a bit of information about Crytek, just while we're waiting. So he's from Bayern Munich. Well, no, it's Bayern, isn't it, in Germany? It's not Bayern Munich, is it? Or is it?
From Munich?
It just says Germany Bayern. Okay, I'm going to... I'm not entirely sure. So Germany Bayern, anyway. He's been playing Hearthstone for around about 2 years. His favourite classes are Druid and Paladin, and that's also who he is going to be playing as. And yeah, so he's been a fan of Piggie League because he was playing in Piggie League in Season 1 as well. But his other games that he enjoys playing, so one of them is actually League of Legends. So he's a big League of Legends fan. Are you much of a League of Legends fan yourself, BoarControl? Or?
A couple of years ago I was a silver scrub, but
wow.
This new Hearthstone game appeared and I was like, ooh, I'll play this instead. It doesn't require incredibly reactions.
Yeah.
Just calmly play this.
That is true, yeah. I mean, it is one of those where it's like, yeah, there's a bit of difference in the games, but there's still equally amount of, you know, difference, requiring different skill, isn't it? You know, Hearthstone, of course, you sit there, you really have to analyse what you're going to be doing. Of course, League of Legends, a lot of analytical plays to be made, but of course, completely different game in a sense. But we are just currently waiting for our need to, I believe, sort out his client. I think he seems to be having some kind of technical issues with his client at the moment, getting onto the game. But when they're in, guys, we will get you straight in there as soon as we can.
You'd have thought we'd have technical issues, huh?
I know. Oh well, that's it. I know. Yeah, that's it. It's basically it is one of those that does happen. I mean, fortunately, it's going pretty well so far. I don't want to jinx it or anything, but it's going all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So I need to bring in Warlock and Paladin. So. Probably Seagull Paladin and Zoo, I'd expect. Could see a Reno Warlock. I haven't seen as many of them recently on the ladder, but I know that Hoy only held rank 1 legend with combo Reno lock, so it's definitely still a very strong deck.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different like Warlock decks at the moment as well, so it's really hard to prepare against Warlock, isn't it? I mean, actually, I suppose you could even arguably say like Warlock's probably the hardest class to pick against. Would you say? Because you could never quite tell if it's going to be Reno, if it's going to be Zoo, if it's going to be Handlock. There's that many different varieties.
Like Demon Lock, and like
Yeah.
There's like 3 different types of Reno as well. There's Demon Lock Reno, there's Combo Reno, and there's the like,
yeah, of course,
you
yeah.
can Stalag Reno as well.
Yeah, of course. No, actually, until you said about the combo, of course, like the combo one's huge as well. Yeah, with like you can go with Power Overwhelming, Face Manipulator, and then you've got some with Arcane Golem, some now with Leroy Jenkins as well, don't they?
And then even DreamHack Winter, Ursi was playing a deck which wasn't Reno, and it was just the combo. So,
jeez.
yeah, there's so many different archetypes. I think you just always have. Oh, I think they've started.
They started.
Just mulligan for Zoo, and I hope it's Zoo.
Okay.
That's how I normally go with it.
No, it seems like a pretty good tactic. Okay, so the guys are underway. They're both just inviting me to spell it. Paladin v Paladin. Wow. So, do we think secret v secret, or?
Yeah. We're gonna see Murlocs about it.
Okay, so here we go. So I can see Secret Keeper from Arnage, which is definitely, and the Mysterious Challenger. Yeah, so it's going to be Secret from Arnage. Crytek, we don't see necessarily anything directly linked to Secret Paladin. I mean, well, no, I should say as in any secret forms, but I imagine it's also going to be Secret Paladin, because you do tend to see Pilot Shredder and Sludge Belcher and Boom in the Secret Paladin deck, don't you?
Yeah, I think you do. Yeah. Those cards are just so strong. You see them in like all archetypes.
Yeah. So Outdoor Peacekeeper.
Ooh, interesting.
Okay. Double Knife Juggler in hand. This is quite an early start for Crytek here. However, would you prefer to be on Age here, perhaps? Because you've got 1, 2 drops. You've got the coin. You've got a Shredder now as well.
In the mirror, I always like having Seatkeep and having the coin to go Challenger first as well.
Yeah, it's very strong.
Nice.
And there's a competitive spirit. So do you perhaps Knife Juggler here? You do know that it will die to Secret Keeper if it gets a secret buffed. However,
the problem with Knife Juggler is if a double sack, it's really weak.
that is also another thing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
I guess
boss is the safest. It's really good if there's no secret, in which we're seeing here, and it's also just the strongest against like overall on average all the secrets.
yeah, that is true. Now, do you like perhaps playing Knife Juggler competitive spirit here potentially for a bluff? Wait, no, let me rethink this. No, because not only because of the Secret Keeper, but no. I was gonna say trade in the mini bot to the Secret Keeper, but then you would still have a shield, and you'd still have a shielded mini bot with Divine Shield left up as well for the enemy. So that's the only reason why I was thinking this, you see, because it would normally make more sense. However, yeah, you would then
it's such a ridiculously good weapon in this matchup. He'll use all 4 charges and it'll deal 4 damage a game, complete board control. It's so strong.
I think it's because I always like to play greedy, you see, in this matchup. It's probably why I... Oh no, normally actually, believe it. Funnily enough, I mean, I know this isn't Legend when I'm doing it, but like, you know, rank 4, rank 5, whenever, like, I'm only going to admit to playing Secret Paladin for a day, and I went from rank 10 to rank 5 in a couple of hours, funnily enough, with just Secret Paladin. I tended to do more greedy plays, but it seemed to pay off, and wow. This Keeper of Order, man.
We see he's foregoing the Mysterious Challenger on turn 5 to try and just gain board now with the Coin Keeper and then Shredder.
Yeah.
See the ordering there, attacking first just to conserve health on the secret. Having a Secret Keeper like this is also really strong. It's basically got Taunt because Crytek can't play any secret, so he's going to want to kill that immediately.
Now, Crytek can clear the board, but he'd also lose his own board by doing this play. If he wants to trade them all in. And will you imagine he'll do that?
Yeah, I imagine a trade because on turn 4 there could be a Kings or a Cockhammer.
That's true. And not only that as well, but then his next turn, if he wishes to, he could, you know, perhaps knife juggler and then outdoor peacekeeper to reduce this piloted shredder that's coming down or anything else, and then start just laying into his face with, you know.
You might want to play competitive spirit next turn, so killing off the secret keeper is key.
Oh, okay, so he's decided to hit face a bit. Okay.
Yeah, I like this. So the weapon can kill off the 3-4 next turn, because it most likely be a 3-1 after the trades.
That is true.
I would quite like to see the 3-4 hit the 1-1 there. Make it sort of awkward.
But we are. Oh, there we go. So there is the noble sacrifice. So
with the one knife juggler.
Yeah, extremely strong. That is also one thing that I was considering, rather than you see before with the outdoor peacekeeper instead. So I think you just do that, yeah. Or oh no, he's still going for the. This was the original play, and I still don't think it's. Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, that was extremely good.
Yeah, I like not trading here. The 1-3 doesn't really pose much of a threat. It can be Blessing of Kings. However, that's not too big of a problem. Being as you're low on cards and have quite a bad hand, you need to go face it to try and win this game. That's a terrible draw there from Arnage.
Yeah, so I mean, Arnage is kind of. He wants to play his Mysterious Challenger, which he will get next turn. However, I can't imagine he's going to be too happy with the fact he's not been able to really stick to this board as much as he'd like, considering this coin Challenger was originally going to be the dream. But now he ended up using it a bit earlier than probably planned, and it's not paying off too well.
Yeah. So he takes the value trade for 1-1. You could have got greedy and tried to hit the knife juggle and land the 1-in-5 juggle, but it's not worth the risk, probably. Yeah,
that's true. So what do we see? What would you do here if you were Crytek then?
So I'd probably play the Truth of a Champion.
Yeah.
Kill off the knife juggler.
Yeah,
then
so
I'd play my 2 secrets and just go face.
Oh, so you would go face?
Yeah.
Now
I don't see much benefit in killing off either the creeper or the pilot shredder. I mean, it depends what the avenge buff lands on, actually, I guess.
And you've also, of course, got a test for the avenge, right?
Yeah, I guess you attack first.
Let me test the secret, sorry.
Yeah.
Because it might be, of course, noble sacrifice. So you definitely don't hit with the knife juggler first. So I guess you attack with the 3-4, test to see if it is, of course, going to be hit down, which is not noble sacrifice. So, yeah, killing the 3-2 is fine. See what it buffs.
I still think you go face here.
And competitive spirit and noble sacrifice. Did he get? Oh, he did get time.
Did you not play the noble stat?
No, he did just in time. That was very, very close though. So, of course, you can imagine as Arnage here, you're going to play the Mysterious Challenger. Then, are you going to want to attack with a Haunted Creeper here to proc these secrets?
I think you have to attack and hope it's not Noble Sack Avenge.
Yep. So you do see Noble Sack, and we know obviously it's not Avenge.
Or best juggle.
That is extremely good juggle for Arnage there. Now,
Kill the juggler here.
I would, yeah. I mean, it does. You're at least gonna have to expect some kind of minion coming down next turn, so that's going to be an extra point of damage.
Yeah.
Because if it was Doctor Boom, that's 3 points of damage with juggle. So
we see Noble Sack, Avenge, and Redemption. Does that mean he's not running Competitive Spirit, or did we see it earlier?
Now, do you just juggler Haunted Creeper Hero Power first to see if you can hit a 1-1 and then see to get the Avenge off, or?
The issue with that is it could juggle onto the Pilot Shredder, and then the Redemption might activate on it. So you might want to attack first, just so you know the Noble Sack will come back. It also gives another target for the juggle knife to go if there's a Noble Sack on board.
Yeah, that's a very good point actually. So would you trade him with the 4-5 then here, or? Oh wait, okay. So he's just. Okay, I guess I. I mean, I guess this play. Yeah, sorry.
Attack with all my minions first, because health on your hero is far less important than the health on your minions.
True. I mean, this play, you're not going to see a Tyrion next turn, you know that at least, because it's going to be turn 7. So we decided to go for it this way around. Okay.
I think he's just going face. Yeah.
Oh, that is not so good for Crytek here.
Wow. Hopping the Shredder wasn't a bad hit, but to see Millhouse come out is always awful.
Yeah, Millhouse Mana Storm. Ruining games since... How long has GVG been out? Or was it... Wait, no, wait. Was it GVG or was it the one... Oh, was it after the GVG?
It was GVG.
It was GVG, wasn't it?
Shredder's a silly mech.
Yeah. So... Okay. So it's Millhouse now. I imagine the 1-1, because then that way, I suppose, if you try to pop the spider, you're only... Yeah. Wow, okay. Or is he going to go face? Wow, this is some serious pressure here from Arnige. And
ooh, he's going but 1 turn to draw the kings.
yeah, I mean, I guess the only thing that really... Wow, that's game, right?
You can...
Yeah, that's game.
Oh, yeah, it's Avenge, game. Wow.
Wait, Avenge? Yeah, so Avenge will make it... No, it's Noble Sacrifice, not Avenge. So, so it doesn't matter. That one attack basically is redundant, so you've only got 1 damage to use. So you're going to have 14 on board, so that's game.
Yeah.
And, wow, well played there from Arnige. Nice read. He obviously understood that he was under a lot of threat, perhaps, to True Silver anyway, and he was dead to that. So rather than trading here, he's just gone for the winning play, and clearly that's paid off.
Basically, he was like, I'll lose to Dr. Boom, much as I'll lose to, like, say, a Blessing of Kings. So this way, he, like, makes it have less outs for his opponent. He's already seen the Truth of a Champion, which is probably a one-of.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, the correct play, of course, here from Arnige, I mean, is to must use the weapon to attack, just in case it is Noble Sacrifice, because you're not going to die to 2 attack here. Which, of course, he finds out it's not. So, yeah, well played there from Arnige to beat Crytek there. Crytek, even. So.
Nice work. 2-1.
Yeah. That's it, yeah, so it's going to be 2-1 now to Ruse Gaming against M-Town. So they started off 0-1, Ruse, but they are getting their way back into this series, so doing extremely well here. So we'll get the next game up for you soon, guys. We'll let you know who's going to be playing next. But that is going to be Arnige's Paladin through, so just so you guys know what classes are left. We've got Arnige's Warlock, Gook Boy's Mage, and we've still got 10 to play actually, who's got his Warrior and his Shaman. Oh no, wait, apologies. Did 10 play first?
No, 10 hasn't played.
No, 10 hasn't played, has he? No, correct. Yeah, that's right. Sorry. And then Crytek, of course, still has to win with his Paladin Druid. We've got Pie Cherry's Warlock, and then we've got Donny Darno's Mage and Warrior. So, yeah. Okay.
So I imagine both teams were just which player again. It seems to be the common theme.
Yeah, so that's it. It's yeah. There's always.
I remember. I don't know if everyone feels the same way about it, but I know that some people, especially at Life Code, they hate playing lots of consecutive games and like to take breaks. I don't mind playing consecutive games myself. But
yeah, I mean,
like to switch it up, just mental freshness.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, not only that, but I suppose this team format does actually allow you to take a break, right? I mean, you could say, I suppose, in these team games that, you know, a lot of these team games do allow just kind of conferring, and they allow other, you know, team members to help out teams when they're playing these games, because at the end of the day, it is a team game. So it's not necessarily like you can see the opponent's cards or anything, but, you know, every now and then you will need a bit of help here and there. Some players, however, actually find it the opposite, that it doesn't help at all. I'm not sure if you saw on stream, I can't remember which tournament it was, but there was, I think it was when Firebats was playing with Reynad and,
in the Red Bull?
Yes.
Reynad and Eloise.
Yeah, that's it, with Eloise, that's it, I've completely forgotten her name, Eloise, that's it. And of course, you know, they were playing as a team there. You could see that people were getting confused, because, you know, they were joining into these games halfway through and then being like, oh, what's going on? And missing lethal, and, you know, there's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, some people some people thought they knew what was going on, but in fact didn't know that what was going on.
Yeah.
29 for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like, you know, and that is my point exactly. That's why these team games are actually a bit more balanced than you would think. You know, at first glance, you know, it's easy to assume, because I definitely assumed it, that these team games wouldn't be very fair. You know, because you've got other players helping other players or whatever. But you know, both sides have equal amount of players helping each other. It's 3v3. And at the end of the day, as we've seen from other tournaments, you know, it can still sometimes be negative as well. So, you know, I'm all for it. Okay, so we are going to see Donny Darno against Ten here. So this is going to be Ten's first game of the series. So it'd be interesting to see what he's bringing with him today.
Yeah, I imagine it'll be another control warrior, but it could be patron.
Yeah,
and
it could
the
be.
shaman. It's going to be aggro shaman, right?
I imagine the shaman will be. Yeah, it's more than likely going to be aggro. There's not many of us at the moment. And they both play warrior, so it's warrior v warrior. Wow.
Ooh.
So I'm actually really looking forward to this game, because I used to play a hell of a lot of warrior. I don't play it half as much anymore as I probably should do, because it is still considered one of those that's, I want to say,
Sleeper.
yeah, resident sleeper, but that's my kind of style. You know, hey, I'm getting old, so you've got to respect the control warrior decks. You know, they're great for people who just like to kick back. They like to think about their turns. You know, control warrior is perfect for that.
These are the sort of games which I play, and then I realise, like, when I die of fatigue, that like 25 turns earlier, I shouldn't have played shield block, and I would have fought one.
Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah, it's like, what a game.
Yeah, I have definitely had that as well myself. So we do, of course. Sorry, go on. You were saying.
I was just saying, these games can come down to just the finest of margins. Like, you have to plan so far ahead in fatigue. It's like, I see people like Calento, and he's often done the math for like 10 turns of fatigue in his head, and he knows exactly how many cards to draw and everything, and it's amazing to see some of the players playing these control warrior mirrors.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it really is like, you just need to know what you don't want to have happen in your game and understand what certain cards are a massive threat to you. So, for example, of course, your Grom Ashes, you know, you've got to be aware that you're fine with executing that. You know, there's certain cards, however, that you do have to just let slide every now and then as well. You know, so your Armor Smiths, okay, sure, it can be annoying when they're gaining armor off the Armor Smiths and they're doing 1 damage to you, but you can afford to let it sit there for just 1 or 2 turns. It's not the end of the world. Do you know what I mean? So, whereas a lot of players really play that kind of value where they have to constantly keep the board clear, which isn't necessarily always the case, especially in the Control Warrior matchup.
Yeah, I would love to see them both playing Elise, and then to see the Elise. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Control Priest, Calento's deck, and when you play against a warrior and you both play Elise, it's so much fun.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. Like I've played quite a lot of Elise Starseeker decks as well, like Priest ones in particular, and they're just so much fun. You know, there's nothing better than playing that card and then just be like, right, so I now have a timer and I need to survive. You know, and it's a great feeling when you do draw the Golden Monkey.
In the game, we're just seeing some armor up, seeing some shield blocks. So yeah, nothing much going on here.
Yeah. So you basically get to see this for a few turns. I mean, next turn you haven't got a minion to play as of yet, so I don't think you're too worried. I mean, you still have the coin from Donny Darno, so you might even see perhaps a Harrison. So depending on if you're too worried about losing your weapon.
Yeah, worry about Harrison.
It's one of the... Oh, there we... Wow, and there we go. Top deck, Harrison Jones. It would have been a coin Harrison Jones, which probably might not actually have been the best play, but it is still draw, so perhaps you could consider the Elise's turn?
Yeah. It's interesting to see how some people play it. Some people just don't draw any cards in the whole game in this matchup, and other people tend to draw quite aggressively and like, I'm going to kill you before we get to fatigue. So it's interesting to see different play styles.
Yeah. So of course we do see the Elise Starseeker come down here. So we also notice as well that there are 8 cards now in Donny Darno's hand. So it'll be 9 when he gets back to his turn. So he has a pretty full hand right now. But I don't think 10's going to be too worried about killing it perhaps next turn rather than this turn. So he doesn't necessarily need to shield slam it or anything.
It sets up for the Death Bite to kill it next turn with the Whirlwind effect.
Yeah.
Will we see the Harrison Jones come down here?
I
Why
mean,
not? Really?
yeah, it's kind of one of those. I mean, you'll still have to trade off the Elise because the Elise will die if you play the Harrison Jones.
Yeah.
But at the same
But
time,
anyway,
yeah, and I mean, Gorehowl, is that so common now? Because I have seen a few people play Gorehowl.
Gorehowl.
Do you see what I mean? Like, it could be a card, right? So perhaps you don't Harrison Jones because you're worried about Gorehowl, because that would be an infinite amount of value in this matchup. If you see Gorehowl, you will be upset, especially if you use your Harrison Jones to get rid of like a Death Spite, for example.
Yeah. So from that aspect, I can understand keeping hold of the Harrison Jones. Even you can just use it on the second Death Spite, which is going to come out at some point in this game.
Yeah, that's fine. I understand that as well. So I imagine perhaps even just a Sludge Belcher here. Although the Sludge Belcher does then die actually as well. Ooh, that's
Yeah,
kind
it dies to the Death Spite, it's a bit weak. I'll just
Okay.
pass, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I guess he's just saying, look, I'm happy with having this free one on the board. It's going to chip away at your army. You're going to need to kill it. So if anything, this is perhaps going to force out a Death Spite prematurely. Or even a Slam.
Yeah. It looks like 10 is a more standard control warrior. And Donadano's playing a very tech warrior, so it'd be interesting to see if all these tech cards come into effect. I wonder if the Deathwing, for instance, will ever even playable.
Wait, what?
I mean, Donadano's playing Deathwing, remember last game? But, I wonder what we'll see this turn.
Sorry, I'm just checking.
Harrison
There,
Jones.
there is actually a delay, sorry, isn't it, on the stream? I've just... Sorry, I just want to check, obviously, guys. I've just had a message that there isn't any delay, unless it's just a an accident or something, perhaps. But yeah, well, I guess, do you like the Dr. Boom here?
Yeah. Normally the response to Dr. Boom is Brawl. And if there's a Brawl coming here, that's 5 and Ultra dies as well. I mean, yeah, there's a massive delay. I just checked, yeah. So
Yeah, there is a delay. Okay, so... Okay, right, so let's get back into this. So,
be a potential Harrison Jones and an execute. But just what happens to the boombox? Kill your stuff. It's a bit awkward. I think that's probably the line you go with. What do you reckon?
this is really tough, you see, because on the one hand, it's like, do you want to... Wow, okay, so we're going to see the Harrison Jones here.
Where the boombox go?
Oh,
That went
okay.
pretty well for Donadano. Yeah.
Yeah, I did indeed. Okay.
Or action cool task complete this up. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so...
This year's center is going to be a huge drop. Without the armor, the shield slam it. They could potentially gain that armor up now over the next 2 turns.
Do you like the Ysera next turn from 10, or do you think it's too early because you have seen an execute, and his armor's starting to get quite low. Oh wait, no, I say that and then
Oh,
no,
no, it's not.
no, it's not. And you can even see another Shield Maiden in hand as well. Obviously, 10 won't be too aware of what Donadano has, but being at 9 armor, you've got to expect that there could be another Shield Slam perhaps coming out.
I think you just add extra, so hope that gets shield slammed and play your serve maybe.
True. I mean, there is, of course, something to take into consideration, which is, of course, BGH. But essentially, you're going to have to just play into that at some point anyway, whether it's Gromash or whatever. And you have seen one execute, so...
You know something's getting BGH, so...
Yeah, exactly. And this still did 30 points. I mean, sorry, 15 points of damage by taking the control warrior, aka Donny Darno, down to 15 health.
So, what are you thinking here? Simply PGH, it makes sense. Armor up pass, you don't want to commit anything else to the board for a brawl.
Yeah, I mean, this is... Again, this is also a tough one.
That's a good draw.
Bash is a nice draw.
Yeah.
Do you bash your armor at shield slam? I mean, I guess it removes the board. You have got to be aware of other minions. You also see 2 brawls. Now, the problem with this mirror matchup is you're not going to see huge boards anyway because of brawl.
Yeah.
And I just don't know if I really like this Ysera now. Only saying that because I can see the Sylvanas, which of course Donny Darno will definitely be considering when he sees the Ysera come down.
Yeah.
But from Ten's perspective, this is just almost seems too good to be passing up. If he gets Dream, then
sort of have to bit.
Yeah. Although this does die to the 2 minions and the weapon here.
Yeah. And you don't have to wait. If the 5/5 hits in, you don't really have a 1 damage source to clean it up. It's going to be you have to bash it or something. Are we going to see an attempt to steal the Ysera here?
I don't. So the armor smith coming down. So we're going to see a bit of armor gain here. And then do you think you just armor and pass, or do you equip a death spite, or no? Okay, so armor pass. Oh, and that's going to be the beginning of the fatigue wars for 10 there for sure. Of course, this does die completely to death spite, but 10's just going to be happy to get that hero power, isn't he?
Yep. Right, so this means that this game is not going to finish for a while.
That is true. I mean, we see the back to the golden monkey.
Yeah, we were talking about the having players having breaks earlier. This will be quite a long break for the other players. So.
Yeah, that is true. Actually, yeah. This is where it's like, okay, guys, just put the kettle on. Go make us a cup of tea. Order a takeaway, because this game's gonna last a little while now. But I like these games. Are you a big fan of these games, or are you not a big fan of these games? Be honest with me now, BoarControl.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I don't know. I think I like Control Priest. I'm not a fan of Control Warrior.
Are you not?
No. But unfortunately, I'm a fan of Elise. If they're both playing Elise, it's fun. I don't think 10's playing the Elise version.
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's funny though because there's still 15 cards left, and there still is a good chance. Because he just looks like a standard control warrior, which a lot of people have included their own Elise with something else. But we do see the Death Spite here, which is the standard play into Shield Maiden. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Pretty strong play.
Yeah, I see the when I see Warrior, I always imagine they have tank up from the start, and it seems weird to just see armor up being on the Darno's side.
Yeah, no, I understand what you mean there. Actually, it's become such a common thing, right?
Yeah. We could just see an Emerald Drake here. Forces the trade from the Shield Maiden. I'm not sure if you want to Shield Slam or Shield Maiden. The thing is, from 10's side, he doesn't know what Donadano's playing. Donadano could potentially have huge minions in his deck. But we know that he's playing like a more fatigue version, so there won't be big minions. So this is probably the best target to Shield Slam.
Okay.
The Shield Maiden.
So I just had to turn you up just a slightly little bit. Just had a message come through, but sorry. There we go. That should be better now. Apologies about that, guys. So Emerald Drake, I actually liked. What do you think about this play? I actually liked the Shield Slam onto the Shield Maiden and then Emerald Drake. Is that what you were kind of thinking of going for? Yeah. Like.
But no, I just like doing things on my turns rather than armoring up and passing.
Yeah, and sometimes that can actually be the wrong choice, and it's hard to tell in this match when it is the right or it's not.
Fierce Monkey.
So,
Interesting card.
I mean, of course, you can't kill the Shield Maiden now with just Tank Up and Shield Slam, because that'll only do 4 damage to the Shield Maiden. And I feel like if you play Armor Smith, Emerald Drake, Fierce Monkey, which is 3 minions, although it would cost 9 mana, you've got to have been expecting some form of brawl or something along those lines. Okay, interesting. Just a Emerald Drake.
Yeah, so it's interesting to see why he didn't play it last turn and instead he's playing it this turn.
Perhaps he wants to bait out a better brawl. I actually think this is a nice play if you're...
Yeah, maybe he was baiting out a brawl, I see, but yeah.
Because essentially this is a token, right, from Ysera.
Yep.
So by doing this, you're saying... You're almost implicating, you're saying, look, it's a 7/6, try and deal with this minion. But then, from Donadon's point of view, he might then now think, oh, it's a 7/6, you know, he hasn't played much else, perhaps he doesn't have anything else, perhaps he's just got some executes or something rubbish, and this might then egg him on to go, oh, I'll throw down a couple of cards here, and then before you know it, boom, extremely strong brawl. And it just stalls out this game even longer. But it'd be interesting to see what Donadon actually chooses to do here. I really like using the map to Gold Monkey.
Yeah. I think you can just hit it with the weapon, trade in the Armor Smith, maybe.
Yeah, and I think he's going to do that, you know.
Ooh.
And he's going for the Grommash. I like the Grommash here. I really do like the Grommash, believe it or not. Did he get it? Did he get off in time?
The thing is, normally you want to use the Grom as sort of, it's like, can either be a finisher or removal. In this case, it just gets executed on BGH, so it seems a bit weak, because you haven't really done anything. 10 damage in this matchup, does that really mean that much?
I mean...
Are you ever actually going to kill your opponent? Just like, yeah...
I think next turn you want to map to the Golden Monkey anyway, so you might end up getting more big Grommashes. So when you've got that map to the Golden Monkey, it enables a completely new realm of possibilities. So I actually don't think it's so bad that he did that play. He's not going to be dying anytime soon, as far as he's aware. I mean, of course, we do see the Grommash in Ten's hand right now, which he can proc with the Shield Slam. But even then,
like,
with...
You could use the Grom now to kill the 3/4, for instance, if he still had it. And then at least he would have done something before it was executed, rather than... I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe you do value the face damage.
Yeah, I think you do. We see... Oh, Tournament Medic.
Well, I called it.
You did call it. Wow.
Yeah.
Nice call, man. So that's another point to you this series even. So, or I should say, no, this season, not series, because that's the first call. That's the first call of today. So, and you got it.
Yeah.
All right, so
this Death Bite's 8 damage over 2 turns, and he's set up for lethal. I don't quite think so.
No. By playing it, do you hit face here?
We've seen House and Jones already, so you can just keep hold of it, can't you?
Yeah. Slam. Okay.
Slam here, seems fine, yeah. And here comes the Tournament Medic. All of Alex Strasser's value is going to be diminished.
Alex Strasser is crying right now. Well, I mean, I know she's dead, but still, she'd be crying if she could. Let's just say that. So what do you do from Tim's point of view?
You can't use 2 Death Bite charges on a 1/8. But you just...
Yeah, this is really rough, because, I mean, this Tournament Medic, I have a feeling it's just going to put on a lot of work. But at the same time, are you bothered about the Shield Slam now, or is it... Well, I think you still are, right?
Slam. You want to kill this 1/8 with your minions. It's not applying pressure to you.
True. So do you Sludge Belcher here?
I think you could save it just to play, just because it's so bad into the Death Bite. Yeah, and I think you can hold the weapon here. You really want to use it twice on Tournament Medic. Tournament Medic's got so it's better than a Piloted Shredder.
Yeah, it really is. It's been gaining a lot of health. It's just because of its health as well. I mean, it's such a tanky minion. Like, it only has 1 attack, but 8 health is just insane, right?
Yeah.
Same health as like a Ragnaros or, you know, or one off a Gromash. Like, you know, there's a lot of health for as low as 4 mana. And then you've got the Inspire to heal. So for healing wise, it's just, yeah, it's extremely strong. Okay, so
Bash it, yeah.
Bash and Hero Power. Okay.
Hero Power's got even better.
I mean, of course, you know, your Tournament Medic does now, of course, die just to the Death Spite.
That's fine.
Yeah, I think you're happy with that.
We could see a Grom come down here. But again, it seems a bit of a waste. I think you can just sort of just play the Belcher and then play the Shield Maiden next turn. Belcher's sort of slightly better against the weapon because at least the slime survives.
That is true, and then you can't actually kill it with just a Tournament Medic as well. You'd have to use something else. So yeah, I like the Sludge Belcher here. Yeah, the Sludge Belcher seems fine. And in case of some miraculous way of your armor disappearing, you also get the Shield Maiden. Armor up Shield Slam if you need to, but you shouldn't have to because it's 17 armor right now.
Yeah, you can just play it for board present.
But we're definitely going to see a lot of like difficult decisions coming up for Donidano soon. I mean, I do think it's definitely favoured at the moment towards Donidano. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think he's playing his deck just far more favoured, especially with the Elise and with the Deathwing as well.
Yeah, exactly. So he has and there it is. I was literally about to say the fact that the Golden Monkeys are coming out soon, and there it is. There is the Golden Monkey. Do you consider? That's what I'm thinking, because the Double Revenge is not going to see any real play, right? Sylvanas is quite nice, but replacing a coin for a legendary minion, I think, is extremely high value, right? And you're at 20. Oh wait, you're at 13 plus 6, so you're at 33 health effectively right now. You're at exactly 30 if you hit the Sludge Belcher here and kill it off. So I think I like this play a lot, actually. And it's a 6/6 tool.
17 cards. The thing is, you might want Justicar. That's the only thing.
He may want it, however, I just...
You may just want to wait for Justicar. If you want a weapon out as well before you play the Monkey, I think. Because you're not going to get a weapon from your Legends.
Baron Geddon.
Baron Geddon seems reasonable here.
Yeah. I mean, this Shield Slam can pretty much insta-kill it. But I don't know, perhaps... I mean, you do have 8 cards left in your deck, but your opponent also has 8 cards. I feel like converting that many cards into legendary minions, though, you're guaranteed to get at least a couple that have some significant value.
The dream is to get a second Elise, and then you use all the good ones, and then you get another map, and you turn all the bad ones into good ones again.
Yeah, you could do that.
Doing that. Yeah, end up with 4 Confessor Peltresses.
What? That is insane.
And then one of them got Mal'Ganis, so I was just taking like 20 fatigue. I was like, just couldn't feel it. Jesus.
There's some serious like combos to be made with Elise. That's why it's such a strong card, and it's really fun because it's a control card because it's not easy to get the Golden Monkey. But I think they've balanced it pretty well. It's earned its place essentially.
Yeah, Shield Slam seems fine here.
And I would really like to see this Golden Monkey now. But do you think it's going to be played? No.
No, I think it's going to wait until he uses all his executes and all his Shield Slams. They'll play it.
Okay.
Just converting all his bad cards.
Perhaps I'm just too eager to see it.
He knows that his opponent has like these 3 cards from Golden Ball that haven't been played the whole game, and they're probably removal cards. So
yeah.
A bit worried that if he plays it, it'll all just brawl and stuff. I don't know.
A bit more information, sorry, about the players as well, just to keep you guys up to date. So 10 basically playing for Ruse Gaming on the bottom here, has been to DreamHack 3 times and was top 16 at DreamHack all 3 times as well, and he's playing the Warrior and Shaman. Then you've got Donidano on the top there playing for M-Town, and Donidano is playing Mage and Warrior. and he's also a decent player as well. So this is why this game's gone for quite a while, because two respectable players, of course, having to make a lot of decisions because it is control warrior versus another type of control warrior. But what do you take here?
A lot of decisions like, should I armor up here or should I armor up power?
Yeah. I mean, arguably a lot of the start was armouring up, but we are starting to see a few more better decisions now. Such as actually playing cards rather than just armouring up, because you can only armour up so much until your opponent's going to have to do something, or else you just get outvalued heavily.
Well, you can be like, if you armor up so much, your hero just like explodes because he's wearing too much armor and weighs him down.
That is another point as well. That is it. It could happen in the future. It may do. I mean, I always wondered perhaps whether they would remove armor, like a card that removes armor, but that would probably be too broken, right?
Ooh, maybe.
Like an actual card, it's like disintegrate armor or something.
Shield
stop or something like that, or it could halve your armor. So if you had like 60 armor, you'd be at 30, or I don't know, something like that. Could be strong, could be played.
I imagine it'd be a bad card because it's only good against warrior.
Yeah, but then that's it. But then it's like one of those tech choices, like Sacrificial Pact, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Destroy a demon. You win against Handlock with that card if you happen to have it as another warlock, because you just insta kill them when they're Draxus. But anyway, enough of that. So 30 armor from 10 now. So of course he is pretty tanky. However, there's a Death Wing.
We're never going to see it, right?
No. I don't think we're going to see the Death Wing. You're not going to want to discard your hand when you've got the Golden Monkey in your hand, and you just all these cards when you've got 6 cards in deck against another 6 card in deck. So I mean, 10 will start fatiguing soon, and we don't know the rest of his cards in his deck, but I'm going to assume there is some form of card draw still left in there as well, because we've not actually seen a lot of card draw, have we, from 10? I don't think.
No, we haven't seen any Acolytes of Pain. Maybe he doesn't run them.
Perhaps he doesn't run them, but if he does, then they're at the bottom of his deck, and he's not going to want to play them either. And if that is the case, then that actually means that 10's probably lost this if there's 2 Acolyte of Pains in there, for example. Because that means there's only 4 actual cards left. Because Acolyte is definitely considered a dead card in this matchup right about now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to be drawing cards when you're this far into your deck.
Yeah, you're just drawing fatigue cards, essentially, in the long term.
I've just got to be a couple minutes, guys. We'll be back in a second.
Right. I have also just been kicked from Donadano's perspective. I can only see 10 side, but we can go with here. I wonder what else 10's running in his deck. If it's just standard control, we haven't seen Armor Smiths yet. We haven't seen Acolytes of Pain, so it looks like he's drawn all the heavy stuff in his deck. We've seen Alex Charizard, Ysera, Grom, Geddon, Shield Maiden, Belcher. And then I think that he just won't be able to handle the monkey, essentially, and yeah, I can't see any way that 10's going to end up winning this game. I'm just trying to get Donadano's perspective back. More bugs here. Right.
Okay, apologies about that. I'm back. Whoa. Okay. Right. So wow. So I guess we've seen the Golden Monkey. And the miscaller is extremely strong. Oh, okay. Do you want to perhaps try and
get it back now?
Okay. Well, just to fill you guys in, let's see what we've got. I mean, holy moly! So that's the Golden Monkey into Miscaller. Miscaller extremely strong there. Because now the rest of the 4 legendary cards in his deck will be added 1/1. So we have an Archmage Antonidas in hand, a Stalag, Moga the Ogre, Vol'jin, Adric the Pure, and Baron Geddon. So that Adric the Pure is going to be insanely strong. And does that work against Grommash straight away?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, this is going to be... This is probably going to be the beginning of the end then for 10 here, I imagine. This 4-8 because of that miscaller is extremely strong. I almost don't see any other play here. I mean, you could play Vol'jin, but I feel like... In fact, no, even Vol'jin, yeah, you could probably afford to...
Not worth it.
No, maybe not, maybe not.
If you play Vol'jin after it's been buffed by a missed caller, how does that work?
Oh, that's a good point, actually. It still says 6-2 right now.
Oh, so it can't get buffed, huh? There I learned.
Ah, and there's the execute.
I mean, 10 does have lots and lots of armor going for him.
Yeah, and that's a pretty sad 1-1 Grommash right there.
Yeah.
That's a very angry 1 damage Grommash.
Against Paladin, this would happen with like quality outdoor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think it's safe to call in here for definitely in favour for Donidano. You know, just showing that the Elise Control Warrior is extremely strong. Of course, even the standard Control Warrior is extremely strong. It's just that in this matchup, like you were saying before, you just get so much more value out of that Golden Monkey that you just have too many valuable legendaries that you can just deal with everything else effectively.
Look at that. It says it sets the 3 HP.
Interesting. But that 8-5 Stalag, I mean, we even see an Archfee for a farm now as well from Donidano, so
Yeah.
I don't really... I mean, there are surely going to be some
There's 2
brawl
brawls
players.
Here, but yeah. There's just too many legendaries to brawl.
Yeah. So he's going to go for 1 now, which I don't blame. I don't blame him for it at all.
Yep.
And unfortunately 8-5 lives. Okay.
I just don't know how he's ever going to deal the damage. He's going to hope to win through fatigue, but he only has 4 cards left.
Yeah, I mean, from this point, it's you know, this bash and weapon.
The best bit, yeah.
But even then, now Donidano. Sorry, go on.
Maybe 10 hopes that Donidano has a handful of Matt Pagels and Law Kachos.
Yeah, I mean that is actually
impossible.
no. But even then, of course, they still all have 1, you know, 1+1+1 because of the miscaller.
Yeah.
So.
I don't
wow.
think I've ever seen an 8-9 minion before.
No, neither have I actually. We have now.
Oh, that's quite a good card.
Yeah, that's not bad. Because, yeah, I don't think he's going to be too unhappy with that last card. I mean, do we actually see scenarios here and then try and just go face?
I think he plays Scenarius, and then Penn has to use his last brawl.
Yeah. Because they're both out of cards here. Actually, wait, yeah, they're both out of cards. Wow.
I think the minion pressure has to be faster than fatigue pressure.
Yeah.
Or the 6-9 Scenarius.
Although he's trading now because he...
Ooh. There's a brawl, yeah, this is a fair play.
Oh, okay.
Sounds lucky. 10 has been quite unfortunate here.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, you have to brawl and win it. The only way you win.
Do you just watch straight a brawl now? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose there's not really any other play. Even if you attack with the weapon into the 2-2 and then brawl, perhaps even then, would that be strong?
Oh, it's holding back a turn. Why would you play anything else from Donidano's perspective? Dealing with the board.
Yeah, that is it. I mean, you can see that obviously he doesn't want to give up much here. 8 damage is definitely speeding up. Well, especially with that Lantern of Power. I mean, damn, that 18-14.
Wow.
I've definitely not seen an 18-14 in a long time. And again, I think this is also where you need to just go for it and hope that the your minion wins.
Yep.
If it doesn't, of course, this will be a game. And it doesn't.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's GG. Okay, but still, well played, of course, to both players there. Donidano did have the edge in the end, which we kind of expected, I suppose, in this matchup. Getting the Golden Monkey finally out was definitely worth it. But...
Yeah.
I imagine that's going to be all she wrote
Just
for this
play
one.
any legends, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it really matters at this point, does it? I mean, Mogul the Ogre is also fine, but you must definitely know it's over by this point.
He does have a great entrance.
He does, doesn't he? I don't even know what he says, like Mogul. Mogul
Destructor, I don't know.
Yeah, and then I heard Mogul cool, so like, I know that much, but...
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, enough role playing. Let's end this game, I guess, because this hasn't been a really long game, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been half an hour. We started at 8.
Damn,
There's no Fugan.
this has been a long game. Wow.
Game almost lasted as long as last time's final.
Sorry, say again.
As the last final, when the final was quite a short series, this game almost lasted as long as the whole final.
Yeah, that was pretty long. Yeah, because that actually did go like relatively fast, didn't it? Some of that. But of course, well played to both players there. 10 did unfortunately lose out to Donidano, and that is a win for M-Town there. So M-Town taking it back again. So it's currently 2-2. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yep. So 2-2
We
now.
may have all forgotten after that game, but yeah.
Yeah. So 2-2 now, guys. Yeah, really close game. Right, so we have got it down as 2-2. Thanks for everyone, obviously, sticking through that one as well, because it's a very long game, but we'll have the game coming up soon. And as soon as we know who it is.
We're still yet to see the Shaman from Penn, the Warlock from Arnage, the Mage from Donadano, and Paladin, or the Druid from Crytek.
We've seen the Druid from Crytek.
In the Druid.
Yeah, we've seen the Druid. We haven't seen the Paladin. We've also not seen Pie Cherry's Warlock, have we? I don't believe.
Oh, yeah, we haven't, yeah.
So, yeah, so we've still got a few more classes to see. I imagine most of the long games are out of the way now. We only have one more warrior left, of course. And all the rest of the kind of the classes that are left, most of them are relatively fast.
Yeah, we can
faster.
see a Freeze Mage Warrior get... Oh, that'd be quite quick though, won't it? Because just the car. Yeah.
Just to cut. Oh, yeah, yeah. So, okay, so I imagine we're going to have to come through now. And it's going to be Crytek versus 10. Okay, so 10's going to be playing up again then, so it could be the Shaman.
Like, I haven't played enough Control Warrior, and now he's going to play some more.
Yeah. So it's going to be Paladin or Druid versus Warrior or Shaman, so this is definitely... I would like to see the Shaman here against Paladin or Druid, because the Shaman's good against Druid, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I was about to say it's one of those that it can be good against Paladin. I have seen it where Paladins have drawn exceptionally well, and then Shamans do struggle against that if the Paladins draw exceptionally well, because Paladin is one of those that if they draw perfectly, you know. Oh, so they are in game now, yeah. Okay, so Crytek.
Hopefully a more exciting game this time.
Oh no, I clicked the wrong one. No,
No.
I clicked this. Yep. There we go. Right. Let's scroll down again to this one. Okay. I'm going to get these guys to invite me again. Apologies about this. It's 10, isn't it, as well? So.
Crytek's on the Druid and 10's on the Shaman. And is playing aggro Shaman.
Yep, so...
I'm still not in on Crytek's side, unfortunately, if you made it in.
he did invite me, but then I actually missed the invite, actually, so...
Oh, he says he invited me as well, but I haven't received any invite.
I'll just message him now. Should be a second, guys. Apologies about this. There we go.
Oh, it looks like it's bugged again.
Yeah, I think it might be bugged.
We'll just have to go for the one side view. It looks like we've the same look as
I mean,
last
I
week's
could close down Hearthstone just to quickly rejoin.
You can stay since you're on stream. I'll quit and see if it works. I'll see if
Okay.
it works.
Okay. So from 10 side, however, right now, of course, as we were just saying, it is going to be the aggro shaman. So standard Leponome start, and then we do see, of course, it's turn 2 now for Crytek playing as a druid. Just going to quickly fill you guys in with a bit more information again. So Crytek's favourite class is druid and paladin, and that is actually the classes that he's got, fortunately. So he has been a long time player of those two classes in particular.
I wonder if he played paladin when paladin was had the worst class in the game before GVG.
Yeah, that's a good
He
point.
didn't deck, and that was about it.
Yeah, no one actually played paladin, really, did they? It's changed so much, paladin. Do you like Coinfell Spirit here, just out of curiosity?
Yeah, Fell Spirit's so strong versus Druid, it's really hard for them to deal with both opinions.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah, I've restarted and can't get back into Crytek's perspective.
Okay. We just let him. Actually, we could just let him know on Skype if, or something. Of course, other chat programs are available, but we're just kind of using that one for now.
There is a Shredder come down, fairly standard for a Druid. Could see a second Fell Spirit here. Depends what comes out. Yeah, Horse Rider can kill. Oh, this is unfortunate if the huge toad kills the Horse Rider.
Don't worry, loves. The cavalry's here.
Right, so we have turn 5 coming up next for 10. I am going to quickly just restart my Hearthstone, actually, just to see if I can get back in there.
I'll keep you updated on what happens. They're turn 5 for Crytek right now. We see a Sludge Botcher come down. It's an interesting card. I haven't really seen it in Druids recently. People go for double Drake, double Druid of the Claw, and Lotheb on 5. He might have got a Claw in favour for a Belcher. Belcher's better at taunting if most of the time you're taunting your...
Okay, so I'm just going to let the client reset itself for a moment. Apologies again about this, guys, but we'll be getting back into the game as soon as we
Crackle
can.
come down this Belcher, followed up with the Fell Spirit. Good Lava Burst just to be safe, but it just feels so much quicker than you have to go for the Crackle. Even if it rolls 3, you can trade in the Argent Horse Rider into it, so it's fine. Nice. Always nice to see your Crackles roll 5.
So the Crackle rolled for 5, wow, okay, so that's pretty high, and I'm guessing it was just pure face, right?
So he trades the Horse Rider to play around Swipe on the Fell Spirit.
Okay, I think I'm just going to have to spectate 10 at this point.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So we'll see a Claw come down in taunt mode.
So
Dealt with a Lava Burst.
there is a Lava Burst here. This is really tough.
So awkward, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, on the one hand, you really want to get that Doomhammer out as well, because Doomhammer is definitely a winning card here against the Druid, if you can get through those taunts. But at the same time, you just want to get through this taunt now, and this is the best play to get through that taunt and keep pushing for even more face damage, so I like this play as well. having double ancestral knowledge in your hand as well is never really the best thing to have, believe it or not. Just because having double card draw, you feel pretty sad that you. I mean, sure, you could argue next turn you could play both and go for 4 cards, but
he gets a lava shock. It's alright.
Yeah, exactly. But you really just want to keep applying the pressure and not feel like you're getting dragged behind because you're meant to be the one making the plays and making them have the answers all the time.
Yeah.
So if you're giving them weak minions to respond to, then you're just never at a good place.
Makes perfect sense, right? So we could see Dr. Boom or a Law down here.
Yeah.
It's interesting. You've got quite a lot of cards in your hand. You might end up healing yourself with a Law. It's like a weak play now. You want to do that once you've gained board control. Like you want to heal once you've gained board. So here he is clearing here. This is an inner fight combo.
Oh, okay. So he's used Innovate. Yes, he's used a full combo and Invade. That's a lot of cards gone. Now, I would like to see the Ancestral Knowledge. Yeah. And see what you get. So you could
That's another good draw.
Lepidome Golem, do you think?
Yeah, it's weak to swipe. There's nothing you can really do about that.
No, that is true. On the other hand, you could Ancestral Knowledge and Lepidome, but even that it just feels quite weak
so
as well.
Powers,
It's just, it's really weak to pretty much anything.
We've already seen a Shredder, so if he does swipe, like, there's not much else you could do on the turn, so I think it's fine.
Yeah. And you did just see an Innovate combo just to remove some 2/3s, so this does normally say that there's no swipe available. Unless, of course, there is one drawn, or he just felt like holding on to it. We don't really know. So the Azure Drake here. Innovate, is this Innovate Swipe?
Innovate Swipe. Wow.
Wow, so we did have the swipe all along.
That's such a strong play.
Yeah, that's a really strong play.
Both the Drake and the clears the board.
Now,
That's a very good draw.
yeah, we could see Tunnel Trog Ancestral here, and you still have 2 mana to play with.
Yeah.
And you've already
That's
seen
still
a
gonna be
combo,
good draw.
so are you too worried about dying this turn?
You can't be worried about dying. You have to give the draw cards.
Yeah, I like this as well. Flame Juggler, so there is a Flame Juggler in this deck.
But you just develop the Flame Juggler here.
Yeah, I like that. It again forces more answers here from your opponent. That's an unfortunate one. Now, if it was anything else other, I suppose, than the 1/1 as well, if it was a Wrath of Air, if it was an Air Totem, sorry, or a Taunt Totem, then that would definitely be more
I would
viable.
like to see the Flame Juggler there. Because you've already seen 2 Taunt minions, so it's definitely going to get in 2 damage, and how else is it ever going to get in that 2 damage?
That is true.
Also, it could have hit the Drake, which would have been great. It's a 50-50 on the Drake last turn, now it's 1 in 3.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So we definitely. I mean, you'd like to think there's going to be the Flame Juggler here.
I think you kill the Law, because the Druid just healed rather than drawing cards. He's low on cards. You could potentially get board back here.
Oh, and it's.
Oh, wait a sec. How much is that? 17 damage.
Okay, but he doesn't seem to be feeling like he's going to need it right now, which, he doesn't want to see that.
A huge 50-50 to miss.
Yeah, because if he has swipe now, that removes both the totems without having to even target them. And he gets an extra draw as well, so this is huge right now. Even a Keeper of the Grove, for example, to take on that Wrath of Air, really significantly reduces the amount of damage that 10 can be pushing out.
We're just looking for that Doom Hammer, he still hasn't drawn it. 17 cards in is quite unfortunate.
That is true.
So we've seen 2 Taunts and both Laws. We've seen both Laws already.
Yeah, so we have actually seen. Yeah, so we have seen the. Wait, we've seen both Laws, right? Or did we not just see the one? Is he actually going to take this damage, actually? Okay.
Ooh, I think you
That-
have to go forward here, yeah.
I mean, I like. Okay, wow. So he has hit. Oh no! And is that? Hang on,
Is that
6.
lethal?
That's 10.
Yes, I think, no, it's one off.
Oh, it's 1 off lethal. Oh no! So 10 is. Oh, I really feel for 10. He's not had a lot of luck, has he?
No.
Wait, yeah, because he was the previous game with 10 as well. That he was getting really close with things. So
Well, he could still have this game.
yeah, I mean, he definitely could still have this, but in this situation, you have to Doomhammer, and you can't afford to be hitting minions because you're really taking a lot of damage that way. So you might even have to Doomhammer a Rockbite to hit face, then 1 Lightning Bolt to the Azure Drake, and maybe the other one to his face.
I think you hit power first, and actually, it's. Yeah, I think you can conserve the rock biter weapon, and just you could kill the Drake and then lightning bolt the 2/4. Maybe.
No, I like just not taking 4 damage because you die to so many things then. Because Savage Roar, of course, giving you 4 extra damage. With the hero power, that's 5 and then 7. So if you took the extra 4, you'd only die to then 2 other damage.
9 HP is only weak, but Claw Savage Roar.
Yeah, that is true. Which is very
Claw
likely though,
Fly
however.
isn't like, yeah. We've seen a Claw, we've seen a Savage Roar, it's not too likely.
Yeah. This
Like,
is
he's
another
still
law.
weak to Claw Savage Roar right now, isn't he? Claw Savage Roar still kills him this way. But there's a 2/4 on board as well, so...
That is true. Now, are we going to actually see a killing of the Wrath of Airtome? Or is he going to be trying to push?
have to.
I think you have to as well, but
Depends
it's...
on your hand actually, because well, you know there's going to be a taunt tome next turn definitely if you don't kill it, so you might as well kill it, right?
Yeah, that is true.
Time waits for no one.
And of course, as I say,
If you
time
go
does wait for
face-
no one, so...
If you go to face and top deck Savage Roar, that is lethal, because 4 plus 7 is 11, so... Oh, but he has a
Okay,
shade
shade
anyway.
and extra
Yeah, so he can
rounds,
trade.
And...
But how, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, so you definitely hero power, and you want to hope it's the air, of course, because then if it is, you're doing 4 damage
Maybe you
instead.
hope it's taunt, because you're dead if it's not taunt.
Or also, yeah. No, that's also a very good point.
Well, you're not necessarily dead, probably, but I guess you have to go face now.
Yeah, you have to go face because you're going to do 10 damage just with Rockbiter, and then plus the attack here, and then the Lightning Bolt. That's 14 damage. So then,
Unfortunately, I've seen like almost all the burn cards already played from 10, so he can't really top deck any. He can top deck second Crackle.
Lava Burst for
We've seen
5.
both of them, I think.
Oh,
We've
have we
seen both.
Oh, okay.
He used them both on minions. He killed a Law and a Law.
There is little time.
You can still do like Horse Rider, I guess. That's like a burn spell, basically. Lava Shock as well, that's another burn spell. So there are lots of possibilities here. I think you save the Lightning Bolt because you want Wrath of Air Totem to work. Oh, he's clearing out. Oh, I'm not a fan of this play.
No. I
Not
mean,
sure how you win the game now, because you're not getting board control by clearing.
like you said, you are dead to a lot of things this way as well. I mean, just Druid the Claw and and the the force of nature. Yeah.
So he was dead regardless. I think, yeah, he should have gone face.
Yeah, I mean, so well played there from both players. I mean, arguably, I suppose when you said it, when it comes down to it, he was dead there anyway. But of course, that is going to be well played, and it's going to be a game again for M-Town and Crytek taking that one. So, looking at this, that was Crytek's Druid. So now M-Town have actually won 1 game each with each of their classes so far. So they're halfway through. They are halfway to actually winning this series. So 10, unfortunately, it's a shame for 10 because at the moment, as it stands, 10 is the only player to not have actually won with one of his classes yet. So of course he will be trying to get through, and get through.
Yeah.
But okay, we are just going to take a quick moment, guys. The guys are just going to be fixing a few issues out. So if you just bear with us one moment, just whilst some of the players restart their clients, we'll be back very shortly. Okay, guys? Alright, back in a couple of moments. Thank you. Hello guys and welcome back to the stream. Alright, so we do have our next game coming up now, and it's going to be Arneege versus Pie Cherry.
It'll be Arneege on Warlock and Pie Cherry also on Warlock, so it'll be interesting to see if they've gone with Zoo or a Reno deck or any of the decks we discussed previously. So,
Yeah.
It's interesting to see. Some people think that Reno's favoured versus Zoo, and other people think that Zoo's favoured versus Reno. What do you think about it, Shellsman?
Oh, this is asking me about Reno versus Zoo.
Yeah.
I
Who
think
would you rather be?
I actually think I'd rather be the Reno. However, I do feel like I have a good understanding why Zoo's also considered strong against Reno. And I'm gonna say just purely because of the sticky minions, like your eggs. So it kind of makes Hellfires and AoEs a lot harder to deal with because
Yeah.
most Renos, because they are Reno, don't run multiple silences. So if you can get eggs off early, and then or in the mid game at any point, and just get that kind of board down there, the
Also
Reno can
starting up.
struggle. Okay, yep. So they are starting up. Yep. So let's have a look. Arneege, yep. So there we go. So Arneege is just inviting me to spectate. Brilliant. Okay, so let's have a look and see who we're going to be up against now, then, guys.
Right. Are you in both sides?
So I'm just going to spectate Pie Cherry now. Yep, there we go. Brilliant. So I'm in. Great. So Brand Bronzebeard. Oh, is this Malilock?
I saw a dragon. I didn't even mention Matlock when I was talking about it earlier.
You didn't? That's how many different decks there are. Can you believe that?
Yeah,
That
it's
is-
incredible.
It's incredible that one class can have that many decks. So wow, that hand from Arneege. You've got to be pretty happy with that, right? Zombie Chow
Especially
abusive?
Considering we're against Zoo. Zombie Chow an owl just shut down most of Zoo's early game minions.
Yeah.
You were mentioning that it could be tough for Reno to deal with the eggs and the creepers. Well, owl is the stance they have, and he has it there.
Yeah, and there we go, and that is the one thing that's really strong in this match. You find that the silence is just so valuable, even for like Sylvanas,
As
if
is
you know, if there's
implosion
something
as
like that.
well.
Exactly, yeah, implosion. There's just Now, if you're Pie Cherry, do you play Haunted Creeper here? Seems like a pretty standard Haunted Creeper.
Yep.
But then the question is, if you're Arneege, depending on what he draws, do you trade off because you're scared of the Knife Juggler here, or
I guess you owl it and trade, yeah.
so you do Owl here? So of course this will then mean that egg will of course be untouched. But I feel like it's such a huge tempo advantage that you have to do this, don't you?
Just clear the Zoo's every turn is normally the best strategy. Since
Yeah.
most of the Zoo's cards rely on other minions to be on board. Gormok, Defender of Argus, Abusive Sergeant, Dark Iron Dwarf, Knife Juggler even relies on other minions on board, so yeah. Overwhelming, just so many synergies that you just want to remove all minions from board and it's just really hard for the Zoo to do anything.
Yeah, so I would be surprised, I guess, in that sense, to see the owl come down now. Then the next. Oh, okay, no. So he has decided to tap. Also, not exactly a terrible play here. It does mean that the Knife Juggler next turn. Do you go with the gamble, or do you think it's way too?
I'm not a fan of going face to Zombie Chow just because it heals back up anyway. Like, it's a Zombie Chow, it's made for trading. I think, yeah.
Embryo Boss is a
you're
nice
all
top
about-
deck.
It's quite a nice top deck, yeah.
But yeah, I see what you mean by that. So
Abusive here.
yeah, abusive is really strong here, and that is just showing the power of the abusive to basically deal with that ink gang boss.
And he's tapping again rather than playing the owl. Just think, he values the card draw quite a lot. For the AoE, but you don't really need the AoE if you're ahead on board. So.
Okay, apologies about that. There we go. So, Emperor Forison though, and we see two Azure Drakes as well in hand. So are you the kind of player as well that would actually prefer to get the Emperor off before Azure Drake, or do you like getting the Azure Drakes and then Emperoring? Like, if you can skip
like
to,
coin Emperoring.
rather than Azure, yeah.
Yeah. Just because it's a bigger body and it has the taunt, which makes the opponent's turn really awkward.
True.
Right.
So what do you see here? Void Caller or?
Yeah, I think you could tap and Juggler, but then next turn's quite awkward. Yeah, I think he's going for the tap. Going for the tap juggler play by the looks of things. Works out because you want to draw cards against controllers too. Often you run out of steam. Do you think this is better? Interesting.
Okay.
Looks like she's holding the juggler back for juggler implosion the following turn.
So you wouldn't be able to do it the next turn, it would be the turn after, wouldn't it? Because it's 6 mana to do that, and it's going to be turn 5.
Yeah.
So perhaps, there's just a huge appreciation here of AoE. However, we are going to see an implosion here, and the
Why
laws...
did we see the coin there?
Physics... okay. Oh, yeah. Actually,
That coin.
was a misplay?
Was that misclick? Misclick? That's the mechanics too hard.
Yeah.
And that
No,
means you
don't
can't
joke.
afford it.
Yeah, I'm only joking. Yeah. I'm not too sure about that, actually, but...
Elaborate BM.
Yeah, it could be. Could be a real rub in the
He
face.
was like, I'm going to throw in the coin here because I know I'm going to roll 4 on this implosion. Corrupt would be a great draw here.
The Zordrake is also pretty nice. I mean, reducing further cards, is just really strong. BGH can also be a huge card in this match, especially if you see like Sea Giants and so on, or Mal'Ganis.
Dr. Boom. Mal'Ganis is probably in this deck, yeah.
So...
So yeah, the Juggler Implosion is super strong. It's really weak to Hellfire though. Not much you can do about that, unfortunately. I'd like to see a Hellfire Zombie Chow here. Our niche might value tackle, but I like developing minions on board against the zoo lot. But
Hellfire is extremely strong. Yeah, I think I like this. We completely reset the board. And then the question is, what would you like to do next turn?
Thing is, you might have considered tapping there because then you can emp Zombie Chow.
Yeah, that is true.
Like Imp Gang Boss Haunted Creeper here. You want to save the Void Quarter for a Doom Guard because you've got loads of cards in your hand. Probably. Although it might get owled as well. Oh no, she's going straight for it.
Dark
Trade the best
Peddler.
on board.
Now, are you... I mean, you could actually Ironbeak Owl this Void Caller.
Yeah, I'm scared. I would owl that. Yeah.
So you are scared of it, yeah. Because, of course, you do have to be respecting what could potentially come out of this at any point.
Yeah. It looks like you can owl it, Dark Bomb it, and then get Mortal Coil from Dark Peddler or Elven Archer.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to deal with it.
Elven Archer basically is Mortal Coil, but you play a Wisp. So it's sort of the same thing. Ooh, interesting,
He's basically egging him on to trade here. And I actually think I like this as well from Arnage. He's basically saying to Pie Cherry, okay, if you've got a way to deal with this Emperor, fine, go for it. But if you don't, and you have to just trade here, and you bring out something you don't want to, then that's also more awkward.
Imagine if we saw an Abusive Sergeant here, and then Doomguard came out. That would be like... How would Arnage deal with that Doomguard?
Yeah, that is also another thing you have to consider. Because, of course...
Did we just say a Soulfire pickup there, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I like the Soulfire here. Of course, discarding some of these cards isn't going to be the end of the world, because they aren't extremely high value. Oh, wait. Actually, that is a very good point. You've got 8 damage from Soulfire and Power of Overwhelming. Plus an Dire Wolf Alpha to buffer 1. So that's...
Or Void Terror. Ooh, PO trade Void Terror.
Yeah, PO Void... Wow, PO trade Void Terror does work. Although we're going to see Haunted Creeper and gain some life from that.
Oh, I really like the PO trade Void. Is she gonna owl this?
Oh, okay. Oh, I was going to say you can't just ignore an Emperor here, but okay. I also understand.
I think you want to save the Alpha Taunts. I really like the PO Void Terror there, but... Because from Cherry's perspective, you think if there was an owl, it would have been played on the Void Coil, wouldn't it? But so that the Void Turret could live free. But yeah. Also, if you are running Mal'Ganis, you really want your Void Turret to get BTH rather than Boom or Mal'Ganis. Because it's like a 3-mana minion trading with a 3-mana minion kind of. But also corrupt at the moment he's out of dragons. The strong Mortal Coil.
Mortal Coil for 2 is so strong. Are we going to see
Also,
the
like,
Mortal Coil now, just in case to test for certain demons? Because you do have BGH if it's a big bit demon.
Thing is, you give Mal'Ganis charge. No, yeah, you do have BGH.
Yeah. Okay, so now he's complete. Yeah. He's obviously respecting it, so that's fair enough. I understand that. And wow, another BGH.
Yeah. He does all BGH.
But
How much burst is this? You got.
oh no! Is
3.
lethal?
3 plus 3.
8.
6
Wait, so
plus
it's
5.
8 plus 5 is 13, 15,
Yeah, it's
16,
19.
and then the Direwolf Alpha. Can you
19,
play
I
all
think.
of them? Yeah, you can play all of them.
Is that lethal? 19 damage, yeah. Wow. All those taps are coming really handy from Pie Cherry. Oh wait, no, the Soulfire could get discarded from the Doom Guard. Ah.
You have to Soulfire
wait,
first, yeah, you have to
first.
Soulfire and hope it
Peel,
doesn't.
and then you Soulfire, right? And then you take the 1 in 3.
Yeah.
1 in 3 is better than 50-50, yeah, you
Yeah.
peel it first. Oh, this whole game's coming down, this is going to be a huge moment in the series. Oh.
Oh, wow. But I guess in this
I guess you have
instance,
to tap
you've...
now.
Or Void Terror? I mean, you could still tap
Yeah,
Void
you
Terror, I
have to
guess,
tap
but...
now, yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Why is there no tap? Seems like Pie Cherry's pretty tilted from that and has forgotten to tap. Tap. Tap.
No tap. Interesting. But we are going to see the BGH here. I mean,
Maybe
the
potential lethal this side. We see a Soulfire from this pen. We only have 9 damage from hand. Oh, coils again, excellent. Ooh, a dragon would be pretty huge here. Ooh, is that lethal? 9 plus 4, 13. 13 plus 13, I think that was lethal. Yeah, I think our knees just missed lethal there. But can you add it up as well?
wait, so it's 4, so that's
13
9.
from hand.
Yeah, plus...
And on board there was 13, right? Yeah.
Eight.
It's lethal both
Yeah.
sides there. One of them down throw and the other one just counting. But it won't make any difference to the series.
No, but
we'll
that's
see
still
another
yeah, but
Doom
that's
Guard.
still something to consider though, right? Like especially if
Yeah.
I don't know, something there could be some weird plays to still happen, but that is going to be.
If
On
we'd
each
seen
taking
a
this game
tap
if
last turn, that could have been a
yeah,
could have seen potentially lethal here.
Microphone muted.
So imagine you sort of have to go face it. It's the only way. Is a lethal on board though?
I wonder.
There isn't lethal on board, but you haven't seen a dart bomb yet this game or corruptor, so you sort of have to trade. But how are you going to win if you trade since this is your last charge minion and you have no board weapons?
Microphone activated.
But yeah, I doubt our Age will miss the lethal this time. But
yeah. So it's going to be 5. So yeah, he's spied it now, so that's fine. Like you said before, it didn't necessarily affect the series. Like I don't think there was any way for him to actually get killed there at that point. In the game, like
Yeah,
he
that's
literally
sort
reached the point. Yeah,
sort of like, oh, I can try and imagine the way, but I can't imagine it.
yeah. Okay, well that's well played there from Onige. Pretty close series again. So
3-3 now, isn't it?
yeah. So let's have a look. 3-3, yeah. and that is actually Arneage. Both classes won now for Arneage, so Arneage is actually through now. So for his side, he's done his part. So we've still got 10, of course, to win on the Warrior and the Shaman, and we've got Gook Boy to win on the Mage. Then from M Town we've got Donny Darno to win on Mage, Pycho to win on Warlock, and Crytek to win on Paladin.
Yeah. So, have we seen all the decks now? We still get to see a couple of decks here.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. So it's going to be Pie Cherry against 10 next, so we'll keep an eye open for this next game. So, of course, we do have, for Pie Cherry left at the moment, it's the Warlock, which we've just seen, obviously. And then 10, of course, we have the Warrior, which was the Control Warrior, and the Aggro Shaman. So I'd like to see the Aggro Shaman in this game.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to see it again. He got really unfortunate last time with the no Doomhammer for ages, and then he drew double Doomhammer. So yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, he's kind of had a bit of rough luck. Hopefully he can start to turn his luck around a bit, which I know isn't a phrase, or perhaps it's a phrase we start to say quite often recently, but that is some element of Hearthstone. You know, you have to take that on the chin. But hopefully we'll start to see a bit of turn around. I mean, we did, of course, see, to start with, you know, it was M-Town that were leading the way, wasn't it? And then now, of course, it's evened out again. So, still very close series. Could go either way. It's still really hard to call which way it's going to lean towards. Are you going to call a team to win this one? Or do you still think it's too hard?
This is like, as tight as it could be. There's no particularly favoured classes on either side.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
So, I mean, essentially, you could argue that Ruse do have a player through, so there's a lot less pressure on Arneage, for example, now, so he can just focus on his other teammates playing. So they could actually collaborate minds together now. So if, for example, they were to get Gook Boy through after this game of 10, they can just solely then focus on 10's games after that. But we'll have to see. I believe they should be starting or in the game. Oh, they are in the game now. Yeah, so let's get straight into this one. So I'll give it a second to click this, just so I don't want it to bug out or anything. Okay. And hopefully the cards should be coming around soon.
So we've got the Control Warrior back from 10.
Yep, so pretty nice start here in the way of Flame Imp, Abusive Sergeant, Voidwalker for Pie Cherry. Flame Imp's the best one drop you can essentially start with.
This game just seems to come down to do you have Spite and War Axe, and 10 has both these cards, so pretty huge.
Okay, so I see the cards refreshing themselves now. I had a bit of a technical error there with the clients. But Coin, Fire, War Axe turns out it's pretty good to have that.
As Crip would say.
Exactly. I love imitating that, you know. It's just such... Why wouldn't you say... Whoa, okay. And I've had the Dark Peddler bug, so I'm going to have to back out of this one. Just
I also got that bug. What are the odds of that happening?
I don't know. What are the odds of that? You can figure this one out. You're a clever guy. You like maths, BoarControl. I'll leave that one to you. 100% of the time, it happens every time.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get back into this one. Alright, so we see the Armor Smith come down here, which is really nice for 10. Of course, he wants to be seen this. When you play in the Control Warrior, from the Control Warrior's perspective against Zoo, you want the Fire Axe, you want the Death Spot, you want the Brawl, you want the Armor Smith, and he has those.
Yeah. Anyways, just push the Zoo's board, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I could completely agree. Now, do you like the Ruby Egg Flame Imp here? Because, of course, Flame Imp doesn't die to just Armor Smith. He would have to have another weapon, which we know he has a Death Spite, but he doesn't have another Fire War Axe. And the chances of him having another one are obviously quite slim with there being 24 cards left.
It's a bit awkward, and the egg, you find it's often hard to pop the egg against the Warrior.
Yeah. I completely understand.
Since most of Warrior's minions are 1-on-1 attack till turn 5 or 6.
I mean, of course, you can say that. I actually want to say, from the Warrior's perspective, I actually think the Warrior may have this game. I mean, you have a 4,
Yeah.
5, 6, 7 in your hand right now, but not only that, it's what those 4, 5, 6, 7 are. So the Death Spite is perfect combined with a Brawl because
Yep.
I don't see the Warlock having any minion with more than 4 health anytime soon, unless you can
We see
get
the
all
hit
these.
there.
Yeah.
The setup, but that hit is like a 2-turn setup for the Death Spite after Brawl.
Exactly.
To potentially kill the Flame Imp at 1 HP. Quite an interesting play. I think you played the Void.
You should do
Wait,
to protect the dog.
Yeah, but should you have played Abusive?
No, but
I think
interestingly,
it was a mistake not to have played it.
I don't know necessarily what this is playing around actually by playing the flame
Because-
instead of it next to the taunts.
If you play the Abusive there, you can potentially play Sea Giant next turn if none of the minions were removed. Also,
Yeah, that
the
is
placement
true.
of that Void Walker was a bit weak, yeah.
I wasn't sure if perhaps that was the correct play here. I know, of course, this now plays around the Death Spite because if he hits the dog, it will summon a 4/4. However, this Imp Gang boss probably would not have been the best choice because as
Where'd
soon as you
play
hit
the
it,
Endgame boss?
I mean, you do still then have a 2/1 and then a 5/4 with the buff of the Direwolf Alpha, so that's still then 7 damage on your next turn. So this is actually really tough.
I think you can play this on the left of the Direwolf.
Yeah.
You want it, it's going to be the one that's going to want to be hit by the warrior, so you're going to want it to be next to the Direwolf so it gets the extra damage in. You just go face everything and play the in-game boss. Yeah. Wonder why you would play Abusive here. Dies. Oh.
It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but perhaps,
That's something we're not seeing.
yeah, perhaps Pocho just really thinks that this Imp Gang boss is going to be very staple in this matchup. I haven't played a lot of this kind of variant of Warlock with Sea Giants against a Control Warrior.
Yeah.
Pocho must know there's a Brawl coming up, and of course he's trying to make it as awkward for 10 as possible. Now, do you not just Brawl first, because then if the egg lives, you don't have to attack anyway. Yeah, see, this is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And then, of course, all the the 1 health minions will then just die. So yeah, so this is this is the play. Now this is a huge swing for 10 here. And
Wow. We see a potential Doom Guard pickup here. This could be a lot of damage coming in.
Yep. So Shield Maiden, I think, is pretty nice as well here. Next turn, we're still not going to see a Sea Giant, so Paicheri's not going to be too happy about this because, of course, Sea Giant is extremely strong.
Powerful Webbing Void Terror again here. We could just see a Juggler PO Void Terror. I like that.
Yeah. Do you
Does
still
it come
have?
with Shield Slams? And
You can't tap, I suppose, if you do that way as well, because I guess in a way you do want
you
to
wanna
keep
tap
tapping. Do you want to be ahead in cards? You want to be the one trying to dictate this game as much as you can, even being this
But then
far
again,
behind again.
the longer the game goes, the less likely you are to win, so it's a bit tight enough, really.
Yeah, that is true. Now, I place this on the right-hand side if you only want to absorb the 6/8 rather than the 1/1 as well. Because if you trade this in now, you're going to have to give it the 1/1 as well. Unless of course, Paicheri wants to give up the 1/1 as well, which is fine. But I just like having that extra minion once you've seen a Brawl, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so, and also it's going to get executed or shield slammed or BGH, so the extra 1/1's a useful body to have, especially with PO in hand.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, but we'll...
Imagine we see BGH shield slam Armor Smith or something.
That Shield Slam is going to do a lot of work as well. Sea Giant will get played next turn. However, that will literally...
Like, too little, too late.
Yeah.
Wait, actually.
Although no, because Baron Geddon doesn't clear it. It lives on 1 HP, so that's...
Yeah.
And you've just seen a BGH and a shield slam, so I guess... Yeah, so I guess that's fine. Unless, of course, 10 manages to finally get a bit more RNG and actually get an answer. And that's a pretty nice answer. Yeah, that is a pretty nice answer.
Like the control Craigasm here.
Yeah.
Armor Smith behind the belch is what you always want to see. And it's almost
Definitely.
like there's quite a lot of damage being pushed on to the Walk's face. So
Yeah, that is true. I think we definitely start to see some kind of ooh.
do implosion the Dark Iron, no, the BGH.
Yeah, I like that a lot actually. Because that way it just makes it awkward for the warrior to deal again with the Sea Giant, unless of course there is an execute or something picked up. It's definitely going to kill the 4-2, and then you can follow up with perhaps a Nerubian. Wow.
Yeah, you play the egg here, right?
Yeah, definitely play the egg in case of like another brawl or something like that. It just.
Barangeddon, it's worth to play the Creeper against Barangeddon.
Yeah, that is true.
Well, this Fierce Monkey's going to be useful here. But I think you have to play Boom.
Yeah, Boom and Hero Power looks really strong right now. You've got a lot of health, so I don't think you're necessarily too worried about this damage on board. You could still trade though, however, to just gain the armor. Like I don't see what. There's no downside to gaining 2 extra armor, is there? So there's Doomguard.
So you can PO Creeper Doomguard now.
Yeah.
I guess you PO the egg if you're going to PO something.
PO in the egg is really strong. Is there anything else?
Yeah, I guess you have to
Leon
trade
Uber?
for Dr. Boom because you're HP.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah. There's if only there was one more extra. Oh wait, that imp that we were on about earlier. If there was another imp still in play, along with the egg, would that be enough to just kill the Dr. Boom with imps and an egg with a Doomguard?
No.
You sure?
You'd need another imp, wouldn't you? Like another one.
Oh well, that's a lot of value. Absorbing that Boombot and then taking out the Dr. Boom.
Why don't
But
you PO the egg first? Because then if the Boombot hits it, it doesn't pop. You're going to PO the egg, this is. And surely you're POing the egg, right? PO Hornet Creeper Doomguard is your play. But you actually don't want the egg to be popped. You want it PO'd.
yeah, I guess I understand. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not too keen on the ordering there. You gonna see a tap?
Yeah.
Surely we have to see a tap.
Sorry, I thought you
No
said
tap.
attack. Sorry.
I mean, yeah, red tap.
Yeah, I mean we do see a cruel Taskmaster in hand. So of course, if even with Boombot shenanigans as well, if you were to see a Gromash played and then enraged, that would of course be lethal there because that'd actually
Yeah, but
be
you
10
can die
plus
anyway to Grom, aren't you?
Yeah, you are. So I don't think you can afford to play it. So this is a winning play.
Can't
Yeah,
play it
that's
well.
right. Yeah.
I think you had to tap, and hopefully you draw like Argus and Doomguard or something. That'd be really strong.
Yeah.
The minion placement here, I'm not sure if you want to taunt up the Creeper necessarily.
I think I really like Ysera here. I mean, you're looking at 10 damage here, but with the armor gains, of course, you're going to be at 21 if you trade there. But no, okay, so just the armor smith one. Nightmare. That's a pretty strong card, actually.
Tap here. Could be one card deeper now and potentially get another Doomguard, which could win you the game. Or the Defender of Argus, which would also be great.
So many possibilities.
Yeah, I mean that's it. I think you again, like you were saying, you think you have to do this.
Right.
So that Void Caller is a pretty sad Void Caller because it's just a free fall pretty much.
We have to go face now. I think. Like, does the Armor Smith gain back the HP? Has successfully hasn't played around Nightmare. No, it's GG's now because the Nightmare will win the game.
Yeah. So, Nightmare plus Cruel Taskmaster is a lot of
Lots
damage.
of damage.
So that's 11 damage. Just 11 damage as Ysera.
Yeah, plus he could play Armageddon as well.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. I'm talking about just the Ysera. I mean, this Ysera. Look at this Ysera.
Wow.
You know, it's a pretty strong Ysera.
We're doing some plays with Nightmare's such an interesting card. Because you can say play a Taunt and then Nightmare it, and then like it's really awkward for your opponent to deal with it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is. No, it is really awkward. So that's going to be another game for Ruse Gaming here. So that's actually going to be 4 wins for them now against M Town's 3. So it's going to be 4-3 to Ruse Gaming right now.
Yep.
As an update. Of course, there is 10-minute delay. So I'll let you guys know in chat. Because if I type the result now, of course, it's a bit of a spoiler alert. So yeah, 10-minute delay. But currently 4-3. So most of these games are underway. Just to fill you guys in with the remaining classes left to be played. So for M Town we've got Donny Darno playing Mage. We've got Pie Cherry on Warlock. We've got SGS Crytek on Paladin. Then for Ruse Gaming we've got 10 on Shaman, Gook Boy on Mage, and that is it actually. Because then of course Arnige has completed and won with Warlock and Paladin. So yeah.
Yep.
Starting to look more definitely to more I'd say Ruse's favour. I mean that aggro Shaman is strong against a lot of classes really.
It's strong against it just basically it's just like drawing that Doomhammer. That's all you want in every matchup. And if you can get it,
Yeah.
you can kill anyone.
Exactly. So that one's a bit of a coin flip in that sense, but there is still a lot of there's still a lot of things to consider in that matchup as well. But yeah, getting the Doomhammer is a big chunk of the battle already. So
Do we know who we're seeing in this game?
let's have a look. So it's going to be Pie Cherry against 10, I believe. Oh wait, is that
Again.
Yes, it's going to be Pie Cherry against 10 again. So
And again. Right.
yep. So we're just going to get the old friends list bit ready in case. Oh no, sorry. Apologies. I was just reading an old one. So it's going to be 10 against Donny Darno. Sorry. Okay. So it's going to be the Mage from Donny Darno against 10's Shaman.
Yeah.
His aggro Shaman.
And we haven't seen this Mage yet, so it could be put or freeze. What would you rather be against Shaman? Probably freeze Mage.
Perhaps yes. I mean, this is really tough because, and the only reason why, if you run Counterspell in Tempo Mage, that can be pretty huge. If played correctly. I mean, I know there's a lot of cheap spells, like even Earthshock, for example, which is only a 1 mana spell, so you can easily get rid of a counterspell which is a 3 mana spell, or unless you sit Mad Scientist. The Freeze Mage can struggle against the Ice Barrier if you just want to use spells to get through it. But let's see. So, it's a Mech Mage.
Mech Mage?
Mech Mage.
What year is this? This is 2014.
It's a new deck. Wow, this is a really nice start from 10 as well. I really like this hand.
My friends list is so bugged, it says I have 202 friends online when the limit's 200.
Wow. So,
Yeah.
nice.
But something's up there. Right, yeah.
Alright, so the guys are obviously... I think Donny Donna was having to think that, alright, I like that mulligan. That is a very strong mulligan as well.
Yeah.
So, of course, here, Cogmaster looks nice. I mean, that even makes...
so good on turn 1.
Yeah. You could counter this now, actually, with Leponome. So I like this Leponome here, because it then means if the Mech Warper's played...
What do you think that term got them? Kill Mech Warper.
Oh, that's... Yeah. No, that's true. And then... I mean, you can't then play a 2-drop next turn, but you would kill it, yeah. So I actually think that's also...
But your hand's only got 1 drops, hasn't it? So...
Yeah, true. So yeah, I like that as well. That's a really
Weak
strong
to
plan.
Annoyatron, but that's about it.
Yeah, or even Frostbolt can be annoying, just even if he just freezes it and then hits your face, you know. So next turn you
What's
can
more
ping.
annoying, Annoyatron or Frostbolt?
Probably a Noitron.
Yeah, Annoyatron's always the most annoying. But there we see the Mech Warper. Great play there for 10.
Yeah. So 10's gonna be...
Leper Gnome because you're worried about another mech. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
You'd love to play Tunnel Trog to combo with Fell Spirit, but you just can't, unfortunately.
So next turn, this Tunnel Trog's also missing out, of course, a bit of overload value here, which doesn't necessarily mean it's always the end. I mean, I still like perhaps playing Feral Spirit next turn because Mech Mage does trouble with AoE. It does struggle to actually do anything with AoE, essentially, is what I should say. But both players playing very precise, very kind of... They understand what certain things can be tough to deal with. So I'm liking these plays so far. They're not taking too long, but... yeah, I would definitely. I mean, I don't know about yourself. Would you play Feral Spirit or?
You can't do it on 4 because you want to do Hammer on 5, so you have to do the Spirit.
Yeah.
Do you trade?
No, I wouldn't. I'd go face.
Is this potential like a Frostbolt ping turn?
Even if it is Frostbolt ping, he still can't get through. Like he can Frostbolt a 2/3, and then he'd have to then like either ping your 2/1
or ping the Feral Spirit. Yeah, it makes sense.
So and then it also means he can't play Shredder. So I just like just going face here, just to kind of start putting pressure back on again.
Yeah.
But this is also what I was saying about this kind of matchup rather than the Freeze Mage. You know, the Tempo Mage can keep up to speed because they're both trying to just outpace each other like constantly.
What a great Lava Shock.
That's pretty nice, yeah.
Yeah, develop both the 1-drops and to go with the Doom Hammer. What would you Lava Shock? Do you bother killing the Shredder at all? Or do you just kill the Mana Worm and go face? I like killing the Mana Worm and going face, yeah. Like, I imagine the Mech Mage doesn't have much AoE. This is only found again. Oh, actually, Goblin Blast Mage is a possibility, isn't it?
Yeah, so Goblin Blast Mage is a possibility, and that's pretty much their only AoE for Mech Mage.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen any Mech Mages run a Flame Strike because it's so slow and like you're all about getting on the board, which so I really like this play. Yeah, I think this is a really good
People
play.
who run Flame Strike and Tempo Mage and Mech Mage, they're just there to just troll me on ladder, and I'm like, they won't want Flame Strike, and it just appears at the top. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what? My patrons.
yeah. Rip patrons.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have to get used to that with standard format anyway, but that's it. But look at this, the Doom Hammer Dream next turn, and then you get to buff the Tunnel Trog, of course, to make it a 3/3 because of the overload. So this Tunnel Trog's finally going to see some overload value, which is what you want when you have a Tunnel Trog as well.
Yeah, and with the Rock Bite combo, it's going to be 14 damage from the Doom Hammer, and then you've got 4 damage from the Leper Gnomes. So I can't see any way the Mage can come back in this game. No,
and I actually do agree with you on this one. I mean, you can go for Gorilla Bot here and try and get some crazy kind of... Yeah, like an A-Bomb or something can actually do quite a lot of work.
I don't think A-Bomb's a mech. Annoyatron and Arcane Nullifier are both taunt.
Oh, apologies, yeah, it's a mech, not Death Rattle. Yeah, yeah, of course, yeah. A bit of a brain fart there. So yeah, we're going to see the Doom Hammer here. Of course, taking 1 damage is... Yeah, there's no downside to trading in face here for 2 damage. But yeah, this...
Full face makes sense. Don't want to lose the Doomsday or something silly.
Yeah, again, it's forcing... it's making Donadano have the answers by doing these plays, which is what you need to do as an aggro shaman. You need to be making the opponent have those plays rather than, you play into certain plays.
Yeah. So what could be good here? Maybe a Blue Gold Warrior? Maybe a Vitality Totem?
Yeah, I mean, I like the Gorilla Bot because I feel like there could be some real potential with Discovery. I mean, Archmage isn't going to come out. You could actually Fireball, believe it or not, which might not even be that ridiculous, I don't think.
I think you trade first, see what happens, maybe.
But there's still a mech. And that's perfect. So this means Fireball now would not be so crazy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, 10's going to win anyway, but, you don't know this.
No, you don't. And is he not going to... Okay, so he's not going to ping.
I think he wants to freeze a potential minion as well, like a Term Golem.
Now, of course, you do definitely just hit face here with everything.
Do you like the golden snow trick animation there compared to the standard?
Oh yeah, I didn't actually notice
It was
that.
quite nice.
Yeah. Pretty cool. But that is going to be a game because, of course, this Leponome is going to... There's an antique heal bot in there, but even then it won't be delayed enough.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You could have got anti-kill bot from Gorilla Bot.
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, trust me, I know these. I know these stupid plays.
Have you heard about what's happened with Gorilla Bot? But in standard mode, it will have like a 40% chance to discover itself because there's no other mechs.
Oh wow, that's pretty
There's
interesting.
like 5 mechs left.
Damn. Well, that's going to be 10 actually finishing
Ten's
off
through now.
his two classes, sorry, as well. So yeah, really well played to him. So yeah, 5-3, and this is going to be match point for Ruse Gaming against M-Town.
So Goop Boy's Freeze Mage, if I'm not mistaken,
Yep.
and Freeze Mage is strong against all of those classes. So it looks like Ruse are going to make it.
Yeah, I'd say it's definitely looking towards Ruse Gaming
Yeah.
here.
Mage is probably 60-40 against Mech Mage, Agapardin, and Zoo. So yeah.
So I mean, Tempo Mage, however, isn't that actually meant to be strong against Mech Mage? I mean, sorry. Oh no, sorry, it's Mech Mage. Apologies. So Mech Mage isn't necessarily strong against Freeze Mage, right?
No, it's not. It's a bit.
No.
All these decks which rely on flooding the board with minions are just weak to Freeze Mage because Freeze Mage just has all the removal in the world for stuff on the board.
The only thing I was thinking, however, you do have Frostbolts and Fireballs. So on the one hand,
Yeah.
you could say that the Frostbolts and Fireballs are great to just completely ignoring ice barriers and popping the block.
They're quite a good reach, yeah.
Yeah, so that's my only reasoning. I know that's why Tempo Mage used to be quite good, especially with Flame Wakers. You'd put the Flame Waker down, you'd throw a few Frostbolts and a Fireball, and before you know it, you've popped the ice block, and they're like, oh crap, what do we do, you know? So, of course, Mech Mage doesn't necessarily have that, but they do have, you know, still some more bursts, and especially with Archmage in the deck as well, which we did see Archmage in that Mech Mage.
Yeah, we did.
That gives you more reach if you can spam some spells off as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's going to be just Gook Boy left now for Ruse Gaming, so of course they know who's going to be playing for them. We're just going to wait to hear from M-Town, see who's going to be representing M-Town. And of course,
It doesn't really matter at this stage. They all have to win. I don't
Yeah,
know if you value momentum in these matchups. Go with the best one first. Or you want to just get it over with and go with the worst one first.
I mean, arguably you kind of have a point with that one, but perhaps there's some reasoning for sticking with a certain class. I mean, we do have here Pie Cherry. Okay, so Pie Cherry is going to be playing next against Gook Boy, so we'll get ready for that one. Perhaps there is an element of morale here. I do think Zoo can struggle sometimes against Freeze Mage. However, again, it actually comes down to the egg and the AoE. So you see some Doomsayers, that's the turn you throw your eggs down, and then next turn you go, thank you very much, there's my 4/4s. You know, it's how you play into these certain kind of scenarios, really, more than anything.
Quite often you can end up playing the eggs, and then the Freeze Mage was like, well, you're not pushing very much damage, I'll just leave your eggs on board then.
Yeah, exactly. So that's it. That's the counter argument. But here we go. So Gook Boy and Pie Cherry are in the game right now, so we're just going to spectate that game. So of course we do see here the Freeze Mage for Gook Boy.
Ooh, we see the Owl. The Owl is the best in the matchup, arguably. Owling a Doomsayer is so important, otherwise there's no way to remove it. So Gook Boy simply keeps the card draw here, makes sense. He just really wants a 2-drop here. Probably just the Avoid Walker, I imagine. You want to start a Flame Imp and aggressive minions, but unfortunately that's not the case.
Yeah. So what
And that's not a 2-drop.
Yeah. So I mean this is kind of a rough start for Gook Boy. We do see a lot
What
of.
you ping?
That is actually a very good question. I mean, if you ping the 1/3, you're saying Blizzard's fine then, so you can get to 6 and you can Blizzard and kill that off.
I think you ping the minion
Yeah.
because you want to kill it with Acolyte Pain potentially.
Yeah, because if it trades in, yeah, you just have to ping then the next turn, and you've done your job. Now, the Haunted Creeper again. This is actually strong for the Acolyte here. So as Pie Cherry, your counter this would be Abusive Sergeant, because even the Coin Defender of Argus is only 2 damage, so you'd still draw 2 cards, so you wouldn't feel like there's much value from that. And there's 1 AOE, so
Yep.
that's
Wave Strike's a huge card. Magic.
yeah,
See how
extremely
the zoo
strong.
ends up playing around it. We could see a coin.
You could.
Maybe just Imp Gang Boss is better.
Yeah, I think you need to save that silence for the Doomsayer because it's extremely strong and can make a lot of plays. So I really like the Imp Gang Boss as well. I don't think there's too much merit to really Coin Defender of Argus. I know they say if you can buff 2 minions it's really strong, but it just feels like it's not achieving too much here.
Yeah. Oh, you could Owl.
Yeah, then you can Owl. It just means that if the Doomsayer, of course, does come down, then it makes things a lot harder, let's say.
Yeah, but you're saying you're not going to draw Doomsayer now because I've Owl this, and he can see it's going to get 3 draws if you just leave it at the moment. So Owl is actually not bad. Yeah. I think Coin Argus is fine, but unfortunately next turn things are still a bit awkward. You really hope you got like a 1 or 2 drop next turn. Ooh. So I like going with the Acolyte by trading it first.
And then, of course, the Owl, it's turned out for Pie Cherry was the right decision to keep hold of that Owl because there is a Doomsayer here, so... Ice Block. Rocking into it. This is so much draw for Gook Boy here. I mean, if you look at the cards right now, 2 cards ahead, and of course, Warlock has the ability to tap and draw cards as well, so you're in a really good spot here if you're the Freeze Mage.
Yeah.
You're going to be on 9 cards next turn. So you're not worried about mill either. This is a perfect, you know, if you kill off the Acolyte here, which you're more likely going to do, you'll be at the perfect 10 in hand. So
A Mortal Coil seems useful.
yeah, I don't
What
think.
do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, Stone Tusk Boar doesn't really do a lot here unless you want to trade in a 2.
Just the worst
2
Mortal Coil, yeah.
Yeah. I think unless you wanted to put more minions on the board, the only merit to playing one of the minions instead was if you were an Enhancer Meccano.
Yeah.
But we didn't see Enhancer Meccano, did we, in this deck? We saw Sea Giants, and we've seen Dark Peddlers.
Oh, really? Maybe it is that. I just don't understand why you wouldn't take Coil. Huh.
Interesting.
Like,
He
'cause
decides
Coil
not
does the same thing as Life Tap, doesn't it?
essentially, yeah. And I
It's
suppose
an Ice Barrier Doomsayer here. Just the Doomsayer can just stall. It's just there to stall for 8 damage, 7 damage even.
well, you know, also what's the really interesting thing is, of course, with the Boar. Not only is it your namesake, but it actually works with Power Overwhelming for charge.
It does indeed. Yeah.
So perhaps
Yeah,
there's
and
some.
that could kill a Doomsayer, I guess.
It would be 6 attacks, so you'd need 1 other attack as well. But you know, say you have 1 minion on board that can attack or something, and then you know, it's just one of those. It's in theory.
So he just sets up for the Flame Strike. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
what do you?
like the Tempo Doomsayer versus aggro deck, just because it's like it's basically an Ice Barrier for 2 mana.
Yeah, I also really like that. What do you think about Void Terror here? Do you think Void Terror is quite smart
Yeah,
if
I
you
like
was
Void Terror.
because it's an awkward
It's
minion.
Blizzard, yeah. You just Void Terror Imp Gang and play the egg because you're expecting. Could PO one of these 1/1s, attack face, and then eats it, and then play egg. I actually really like that play. I think you PO one of these 1/1s, go face with it, and then eat them. Oh, sorry, you would have had the mana for egg as well. Actually, maybe it's because the mana for egg.
Oh yeah, the egg as well obviously protects you against the blizzard or flame strike. You know, because we of course see a flame strike, we don't see a blizzard, but that is a doomsayer. So
Yeah,
there's no freeze. Yeah.
Double secret here.
Is the end coming? Is the question. You can double secret as well. I mean, right now you see so 11 damage on board. So you'd only take 3 damage off with the ice barrier up. So you'd be at 16. So then you'd have to have not even Doomguard double power overwhelming actually. Then takes you through, right? No, it doesn't.
The freeze effects are the best cards in this matchup, and so far Goop Boy's drawn 0 freeze effect cards in 13. So
yeah,
unfortunate.
Definitely not what Goopball wants to see. Not only that, but this flame strike next turn is extremely awkward. You know, it's basically saying that the 5/1 Void Terror will be there, and there'll be a 4/4 minion. So that's 9 damage if your flame strike's still on board. So not going to be too happy with flame strike either.
Yeah.
Apologies. Okay.
So, what would you consider? You could PO Doomguard. Doesn't pop, so it doesn't seem worth it yet. Maybe you just play the Imp Gang boss. But the problem with playing the Imp Gang boss is it could potentially be pinged, and then a Frost Nova can be played, and you can't play your Doomguard now. Which is a... I'm not a fan of playing Imp Gang boss here, because your board will be filled. If we see a Frost Nova here now, it'll be a huge punish for playing that Imp Gang boss, because he won't be able to out the Doomsayer. But sorry, she won't be able to out the Doomsayer. Unfortunately, there's no Frost Nova still.
Yeah, because like you're saying, yeah, the ping and then Doomsayer Frost Nova would have
could see
been...
a healed Doomsayer here.
Because you do gain a lot of life by doing that. Or, of course, Force Out of Silence, which we do know Pie Cherry does have. And it's obviously paid off as well, keeping that owl, because you have a sufficient amount of threat on this board right now. The egg clearly doing its work. The question is, do you think you can afford to draw here? I mean, how much damage are you looking at now? So you have 13 damage on the board, and you've got to expect a power overwhelming, so then your ice block would be popped. So yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, so you called it Doomsayer and Anti-Killbot.
Yeah, just... where's the freeze effect?
It's just very unfortunate, I think, here that he didn't draw any of that freeze. I mean, he's going to be 8 cards next turn, so even if he does Arcane Intellect, you're still struggling there.
Yeah. You want to play Alex Jars when you have the block up, so I think you have to Intellect next turn and get Frost Nova, and then you can Straza with the block up, and if you Alex Jars with the block up, then you could got Pyroblast, so it only needs 5 more damage. I can just Frostbolt, Lance, or Fireball. So, interestingly, Pie Cherry chooses not to owl the Doomsayer.
And I assume there's definitely, there's going to be some trading off to kill
I like
the
using PO here. Get rid of a space on board, and you can just cash in the damage now. It doesn't really matter when you cash in the PO damage.
Of course, at some stage of the game
Again,
as well.
the Frost Nova can happen with the Imp-Game boss now, which is always an issue.
Yeah, I mean, at what point as well? I'm kind of wondering, what point do you start, fireballing or frostbolting the Warlock's face as well? Because of course, that's a bit late. That Emperor, that would have been huge.
I think you ping the Imp Gang boss, Doomsayer. Maybe.
Yeah, because if you do that, then
How much damage is on board?
do?
7, 10, 14, 15 damage on board, so PO won't pop you.
True.
Yeah, I really like Ping the Game Boss Doomsayer here. Because then he can't Doomguard, he can only PO, and you have to have double PO to pop you. That means that you can play Alex Jarza without your block being popped. And that means that you can then Pyroblast the following turn, and all you need is like an Ice Lance or Fireball, and you've won the game.
Ice Lance off. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I think I like that, but I think. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's also another way around because the Loot Hoarder, of course, will draw you a card.
And the block will be popped, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean it's if of course, let's have a look. So we've got 7, 9, 11, 14, right? 14 plus the Doom Guard, that's 19, and then you'd have to Power Overwhelming. But then you wouldn't be able to kill the Doomsayer, and you would be giving up your board.
You do get the egg.
That's just the egg.
Yeah.
So you do actually have to kill off the Doomsayer.
And you get the Void Walker from the death out of the demon.
Yeah, so you'd get a 5, 7.
4, 4, and a 1, 3, right?
Yeah.
You're only playing the Doom Guard this to pop. You have to play Doom Guard if you want to pop, right? And PO, yeah.
Wait, oh, is he gonna?
Wait, you have to play them both, right? Or is it just Doom Guard? 5. I'm sure that my cherry can count this than us. Caster math.
Oh, is that? Did?
Oh, unfortunately.
No. That was quite close, though. Yeah, but that is then going to be the whole board gone though now. So
yeah,
that's a 4/4 left just on the board, and that Alex Jarza is going to be huge.
So you can just Alex Jarza your own face here now.
Yeah, and suddenly, Gook Boy's straight back in this now.
Ooh. Good Emperor Ice Block as well.
Yeah, I mean, oh, this Knife Juggler. So you tap first, right?
God. Yeah.
This could be very, very interesting, to say the least. It's abusive. Whoa. So you definitely Knife Juggler Implosion, right? You have to. You have to Knife Juggler Implosion.
You're gonna die to Flame Strike there, everything.
3. Yeah, that is also another good point. Wow.
He struggles. That was quite unfortunate for Pie Cherry there. She definitely wanted some of them to go face.
Yeah, you're not too happy seeing that. Whereas Gook Boy, of course, is going to be loving that, and that Blizzard is going to be surely wrapping up pretty much this game right now.
Blizzard, play Mad Scientist just for presence on board, I guess.
Yeah, or even we could Flame Strike and play Mad Scientist. I know Blizzard you can do more as well. You can, I don't know, ping
Flame
as well.
Strike's probably better though. I think Flame Strike's better.
Yeah, just because of freezing aspect, but I don't think it
Just
can
because
stage
the freeze
that
effect,
nice. Yeah. But I think this is actually now going to be the beginning of the end for Pie Cherry. So it's kind of switched around a bit. I mean, let's see what Pie Cherry can tap into. Dr. Boom. Ooh, okay. That does
Quite
make
good
things a lot
card.
more interesting. Yeah.
Boom
But even
Box
so,
could do some work here.
yeah. I mean, the fireball. You imagine the fireball is going to come down here, though. Do you
Wait, can we
fireball
see, like,
Emperor?
Fireball, Frostbolt, Lance, Ice Block. Right. That could potentially lose to Lothar, right? How do you play around Lothar?
Actually, wait a moment. Is there no more secrets left in Goot Boy's deck?
No more secrets, yeah. None
So
left.
that Mad Scientist doesn't actually bring a secret. It's just okay. So you can still fireball. I like fireball and Emperor here. What do you think about that? Or is that too risky?
What to do?
You Fireball Emperor, you have Frostbolt, Lance, and Pyroblast.
All to go with
suppose you
Archmage,
could-
and you get
actually,
reducing 9.
Yeah.
9 mana Pyroblast is pretty nice.
Yeah, I actually really like that. Fireball the 7/7, trade in. Or no, or you could just Lance it, yeah. You could just Archmage Bolt and Lance. Actually, this is fine as well.
Or that.
Yeah, this works, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's also a really good play. It's 2 fireballs, so Sea Giant. Wow. Do you just pyroblast the Sea Giant? No. Well.
Well, it depends if your Archmage is alive or not, because if it's alive, then you just play Ice Block and Fireball.
Because you can actually double abusive to make it a 5-1. Hit
And play
the
the Sea Giant with that as
Archmage.
well.
Yeah.
Can you afford to tap? So 12 plus 5 is only 17, so you can tap, because it doesn't change the lethal clock, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah, I think you need that.
Many possibilities.
End of August. Unfortunately, that can't be played this turn with the Sea Giant, so you get to go double abusive, trade, and play Sea Giant. Actually,
Yeah.
do you go face? Maybe you do go
Oh,
face.
yeah, maybe, yeah. You've
Yeah,
seen,
yeah,
I mean,
you go face.
you've seen a Mad Scientist die in No Secret, but that does, oh wait, that implicates that Ice Bucket is in the hand.
So you can just play Ice Block now. Double Fireball face, right? You only lose to Chasm Mystic.
I wonder.
Since you'll be able to Fireball for 9 mana next turn.
So,
Yeah, double Fireball face. With the ice. I mean, you can't double Fireball face. Can you Fireball Frostbolt face? Sorry. Yeah, Fireball Frostbolt's enough.
yeah. And that's going to be game, isn't it?
Oh wait, no, it's not enough, is it? Oh, wait. Lothar. Ah.
Or, so you, are
Wait,
you really
no.
dreading this Lothab?
Wait, if Lothar happens, it doesn't matter because you can't pop the block. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Wait. Unless it's Lothar and he pops the block and clears the Archmage.
Whoa.
But there's no Lothar.
What, is there a dark, anything to dark
Imagine
peddling?
if you talk about Lothar then, he could have gone Lothar Defender and actually won. Yeah, sorry, Pie Cherry had. Shit.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything to really dark peddler here. I think if we could dark
Mystic.
peddler check,
Get
probably-
heal.
yeah. Flame Imp for Honourable Sudoku? No, I don't know, you can't even go 7 health, so... you have to tap here anyway, don't you? Because... you know there's 2 fireballs. Well, you know there's 2 fireballs, so you just want to see what you've got. You know you've lost at this point, right?
Yep.
Okay, well, and that's going to be it for...
Gonna be the series, yeah.
yeah, it's going to be serious. So Goop Boy's going to take this game and going to wrap it up. So it's going to end up being 6 wins, which is, of course, the end of any series. So Ruse Gaming taking this one against M-Town. So well played to Ruse White there. Really nice series, though. So yeah, well played to all players, really.
Yep.
Of course, guys, just to let you know, this is basically the second round. It's still in the group stage. Well, it's in the group stage still at the moment. So, of course, there are plenty of other games still going on at the moment. If you want more information on the brackets, I can link you the brackets in just a moment. Or I'll link them in the stream. Of course, there is a 10-minute delay. So there's more information here on the Piggy League site. You've also got on Challenge. I'll make sure I pronounced it right.
Challenge.
Challenge. It just seems like you're trying to say challenge, but like challenge.
Like you're challenged.
Yeah, I will challenge you. So yeah, check out Challenge on there. That's got the brackets and everything. So just make sure to check that out. There'll be more information on there. Of course, guys, if you don't know about this, actually I should probably just put my webcam back on now, actually, so you guys can see, so we can interact and close out that way. You don't have a webcam though, do you, BoarControl?
No, I
So-
did. Wait, no, I don't.
You don't even have a webcam.
Oh,
Wow, I have
that's bad,
virtual.
man.
I have face rig, like virtual stuff. That's huge. Whoa, that is huge. I don't want it to be that big.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So, yeah. So for you guys that are just tuning in or have been watching from the start, so next, it's going to basically be every Monday, isn't it? That we're going to be doing the rest of these tournament games. So every Monday around 7 p.m. around that time, because of course there are going to be delays and so on and technical issues. So hopefully no significant technical issues, but you've always got to kind of prepare for that kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, is there anything you really want to say before we kind of close off the stream or anything?
Thanks everyone for watching, and yeah, check out my Twitter at BoarControl, same as Shellsman Gaming. So
yeah, so
yeah,
we'll link those in the chat. So you guys make sure to follow whoever's on there. Of course, we're going to put information when we do stream. We'll put it on Twitter, and we'll also try to put stuff on Facebook as well. But yeah, I guess a quick shout out, I suppose, to Pig League as well. Obviously, thanks for giving us the opportunity to cast this tournament. We do love casting this tournament. This is the second season at the moment, and there is, of course, 10-minute delay for future note again for those who did just miss that. And also, just a quick shout out as well to my team ZenX and also our sponsors as well. But yeah, from myself, Shellsman, and BoarControl, that is a wrap for round 2. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next stream. So yeah, take care of yourself, guys. And, peace out.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.